Our delicious new gingerbread and white chocolate Chatime is available in your choice of milky or frozen iced tea, or made hot, so you can enjoy it any way you like. Chatime, shaking tea up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the AEL Season 2 tonight, the upper bracket semi-final, the second one that me and Lance are going to be covering here. Spud, welcome. How are we?
I am super good and I'm super excited to see this match. We've got RMIT Black. They were champions 3 seasons in a row before finally being dethroned by Monash Onyx last season. They're going to be playing tonight against monke UTS. I think this is the first time we've actually seen them on stream. They're a very strong team, and I think the only one of the 2 New South Wales teams who've actually made it into the playoffs. So maybe a little biased, but I do want the New South Wales boys to win, of course. But first, a big shout out to our sponsors once again for making all of this possible. We want to thank Chatime, our bubble tea partner. They have over 120 Chatime breweries all over the country, and they have quality ingredients and a commitment to making sure it is the absolute best tea you can get. And of course, Predator, our new partner, conquered new worlds with Predator Gaming and put power and precisions in your hands with Predator.
We would also like to thank AOC, our monitor partners, for the best possible viewing experience on your gaming monitors. Indomie, for some of the best noodles you can get out there, arguably, I will say. As well as RIG, our headset partner. Honestly, RIG develops some of the best headsets that deliver superior audio for competitive gaming. And with all of that aside, Spud, this matchup tonight is going to be huge. You've already mentioned RMIT, 3 times already champions, going up against monke UTS. Now, the winner of this goes on to play Monash in the upper bracket grand final. What are you thinking, obviously, from tonight? Who are you looking at possibly to go forward for that game? Obviously, RMIT have the history, but UTS could definitely do some damage.
Yeah, I think UTS, much like we saw Swinister yesterday, are kind of the new upstarts who can really shake up how this competition usually goes. I mean, for so long, we've seen it's always Monash and always RMIT, but now we actually have some new teams coming in, and as we saw yesterday, they really gave us a run for their money. For those who didn't catch it, of course, yesterday was a 2-1 to Monash, but the first map was a very close 8-7, and the second map did actually go to Swinburne. So we could potentially see something similar here today. The maps, however, will be a little bit different, or actually, they're closer to... Actually, no, they're entirely mostly different. Yeah, we will be seeing Coastline, Oregon, and Villa. Coastline was the pick from RMIT Black, and Oregon was monke UTS's pick. And of course, Villa, the tried and trusted and true map, will be our decider.
The tried and trusted decider. I mean, we saw it yesterday as a decider, and ultimately deciding it did, a big 7-1 to Monash. But I'm very interested to see the Coastline game. Coastline, not a map that we've seen too much. Well, I haven't seen too much recently, especially after the new rework. So really, really keen to see how that new Coastline plays out, especially in an AEL setting. We then obviously are going to everybody's cream cut and polished Oregon. Honestly, one of the most competitively stable maps at the moment. Teams have just had so much time to practice it. So it's no surprise that we are seeing it here tonight in this map pool. And then obviously Villa is it is a really good map for a finisher. I do think that it is honestly pretty in meta right now. Surprised we didn't actually see it as a second pick. Cafe was actually first to go, which is quite surprising. But all the same, a very interesting lineup here for this game tonight. Obviously, a best of three, so we're going to be locking ourselves in for a big one, possibly. We do have the rosters, I believe, to come up shortly. But yeah, I'm honestly interested to see. RMIT Black is the first on the screen. 90, Jin, the Rat King, Axe Hydra, NBD, OJ, and Vincier. Pretty stacked. You can see why these guys have won 3 seasons previously. And then obviously their counterparts, Spud.
Yeah, let's take a look at monke UTS as well while we're at it. These guys, a lot of relatively new names, but definitely not new to this scene. They know how to play, and it's obviously proven well for them. They've gone so far. We have Arn, Boba, Cringe, Woman Lover 02, and YBT, who I believe is the captain. We don't actually have stats on them, so anything could go. They could actually drop some huge kills here, and we would never know until we get into the game. Speaking of which, I wonder if it's time to get into the game. Perhaps our our production tells us not quite yet. So let's take a look at Coastline. What do we think is going to happen on this first map?
Look, Coastline after the rework, it traditionally before the rework, should I say, was very attacker-sided, but with the rework now, obviously, it's been done. Some of the sites have been changed up, some new angles, siteways, windows added, etc., etc. It is, I would say, quite 50-50. We've seen, obviously, the change in the VIP area. We've removed the double window. We now have a double wall for the reinforcement instead of the window, which makes it a lot more viable to hold. Extensions from vase for the hookah hold. We've got some floor changes, I believe, in terms of destructibility. So Coastline has actually had a really big change in terms of its pace, really, because you can now roam on it somewhat easier than you could previous to the rework, which I think is going to benefit the defenders here. Not too sure who is defending first. I will apologize. But whoever is defending first, I'm very excited to see whether or not they've got some new roam strategies cooked up, because now it is a lot more viable to roam on Coastline, I think.
In fact, is RMIT Black who will be defending first. monke UTS actually got to choose the side, and they chose to go on the attack first. So for them, at least, they still believe it is an attacker-sided map. But yeah, you've mentioned that roaming is a little bit easier now, and I think that comes down to the addition of that huge kind of decorative piece in the middle of that skylight, in the middle of that donut. It used to be called the Donut of Death, and people could see right across the map just from sitting on the roof. But with that big addition in the middle, it blocks off a lot of sightlines, and you get a lot less of a good picture to pick off those roamers, which in turn also lets them move around a lot more as well. And of course, on that bottom floor, we have the kitchen service. Well, what was the kitchen service site? A new door has been added, and that means the bomb site has been significantly shortened. Attackers now have to actually push in quite a long way through a long corridor in order to get to the bomb site. And that means it's a lot more difficult, and you can't just, bring a Monty, turn around, and put the bomb down. Apart from that, though, I feel like these guys at least still believe it is pretty attacker-sided, and overall it's still a very small map, which makes it very easy for defenders to move around, but also means they don't have much room to fall back on when the attackers start hitting them hard.
I definitely do see that. I think kitchen service definitely as well is going to be one of those more interesting sites to see, obviously with Mirror still being quite relative on this map. Possibly going to see a Mirror ban tonight. I'd imagine we would. I'm also expecting to see some interesting strategy coming out from RMIT Black. We obviously have that high-level OCL, OCN level players in there, as well as a top-ranking Evo player as well. So definitely wanting to see some strategy from them here to up their coastline play. It's definitely going to be an interesting map, I think. And monke UTS, there's some names in there that I know. I'm pretty sure Arn is actually the coach, or was the coach, for the once over women's league team. If I'm not wrong, I may be wrong, but definitely still some players that I know on that roster as well. So strategy, I think, is going to be the aim of the game here for Coastline, especially for this first map to sort of set the pace. But I think if RMIT can really get some early rounds on the board, monke UTS are definitely going to be left in the dust, I think, if they can gain that traction.
Yeah, just based on kind of the lineup we're seeing here, I would expect RMIT Black to be playing a more aggressive style. They know they can take those ones, win those gunfights. And so, obviously it would play to their advantage to put themselves in those positions as much as possible. And that certainly explains the Coastline pick. After all, it was their map pick. And I expect we'll see them going for those spawn peaks early on, going for those runouts, and trying as much as possible to make monke UTS uncomfortable with setting up, structured clears and setting up those attacks properly. We've spoken a lot about Coastline, though. I wonder, what are your thoughts on the next map, Oregon? Of course, that is monke UTS's pick, and RMIT Black will be defending there first as well.
Yes, everybody's favorite. Oregon, I genuinely think the Oregon is going to be the most straightforward default we've seen competitive setup for tonight anyway. I definitely think that's going to be the case, especially with RMIT Black. They run it really well. They have their drones set up. They have their setups. They have their roam clears. They know how to play the sites properly. So again, it is going to be very difficult for monke UTS to attack it efficiently, I think. But you never know. As a roster with no strategies, they have a clean slate. We don't have anything to go off here as casters to go off. But, we never know what can happen for monke UTS. They could wipe Oregon. Maybe that's why they picked it. But you never know. It could be interesting. What are you thinking, though, Spud? Attack, defense, what do you think it's going to favor, especially with these two names?
Well, for certain, Oregon is a defender-sided map, so RMIT Black will have the advantage going into that, starting from the defense first. And the fact that they have had so much practice in those higher leagues where strategy is so important and coordination is key, I think it means that they will know how to play that very well. The only question is, will it, be a matter of monke UTS having better coordination as a team and playing together versus RMIT Black? We know a lot of those players will have to spend a lot of time practicing for other leagues with other teams, and so they might not have the same kind of roles set out that monke UTS might have.
I think that also for Villa, let's talk about Villa very quickly. If we end up seeing the decider, we saw it last night as the third map between throwables. I mean, it was very, very clean cut that throwables knew what they were doing. Do you think we're going to see a team like that tonight again on Villa? Keep in mind, this again is going to be our third map. Do you think that fatigue, all of that's going to come into it? Because obviously looking at RMIT, they have a lot of those veteran siege competitive players. They have the ability to play those long stretched out games. Do you think that UTS are going to be able to keep up if we do make it to Villa? Or do you think that they're going to be left behind?
Honestly, that is kind of where, my hopes kind of die down a little. Monke UTS is a relatively inexperienced team compared to, as you mentioned, all the veterans they have on RMIT Black. I mean, RMIT Black, as we've mentioned, they've been the champions 3 seasons in a row. And, they're used to these long games, and they're used to playing longer games in tournaments with higher stakes. So they definitely have that mental and the capacity to get through this. For monke UTS, I really don't know. I might be pleasantly surprised. They might have the strongest mental we've ever seen. They might just be, all hyped up on Red Bull or something. I don't know. But until we get to that map, who knows? And will we actually get to that map is the real question, of course. RMIT Black is such a strong team, and it's going to take everything monke UTS has in order to even get there to Villa.
Yeah, longevity is going to be the aim of the game tonight, I think, especially if UTS can actually fight back on map 1/2. If they can get an early map away from RMIT, this could be a lot closer than I think we're anticipating it to be, because given the fact that RMIT have that veterancy, they have the experience, mostly people will be saying this is an RMIT game. But if UTS can make that early play for an early map point, maybe even get some rounds on the board before RMIT even know what hits them. I mean, especially starting on Coastline, that it can be a very 50-50 map, especially if it's played correctly. So if UTS can really do some damage early on, I think that's where they're going to shine and take us to map 3. We could be pleasantly surprised. As I said, they do have some coaching experience. There's a couple of names in there that I've seen before in high-ranked Elo, stuff like that. So they aren't exactly bad players. They are good players. It's just, as you said, the inexperience as a team going up against a team like RMIT Black, who are champions, 3 times champions. It is going to be their bread and butter, especially for a grand finals run. Keep in mind, fun fact as well, if we see RMIT win here tonight and go on to the upper bracket grand final, they will be versing Throwables again, which is actually going to be a rematch. So I would be very interested to see how that rematch goes. But that's if we see them get through. We could see Monkey shut that down.
Yeah, and then RMIT Black for the first time would be sent to the lower bracket. I'm not sure if it's ever actually occurred before. I don't think RMIT Black have ever been in the lower bracket. And I think they, apart from a few losses in group stages, they pretty much always stay in the upper bracket. This tournament, I am pretty 100%. They only lost like once, one game, one map even, something like that. I don't remember the exact stats. Maybe our producer can bring them up for you later. But yeah, we are still waiting for the game to start up. We've had some Uplay errors, as we all know. It happens, but we are finally in game. That is good to hear because, I'm starting to run out of words as well. And here we go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as always, starting things off with the map bans, Coastline. Thatcher probably on the board here. Not a necessary ban, I will say, but New Coastline does benefit from having a Thatcher on the board. He may be first. I'd imagine he indeed will be. No, Jackal's going to be first. So trying to open up the roam game a little bit here. RMIT Black on the defense. Going to be shutting down a lot of that roam denial. Now, Monkey could leave Thatcher up here. Be interesting if they did, but I think Valkyrie's definitely going to have to go.
Yeah, Jackal, no surprises there. RMIT Black on the defense first. They're not going to want to deal with it. Lion, perhaps a buck. Now, that is an interesting ban here.
Okay.
You want to talk about that? Because that's not something you see every day.
That ban alone is something that, as you said, it's not one we see every day. Now, thinking about it, it's actually a really good ban on the part of Monkey. They are going to have to employ that sledge, however. But Buck is such a versatile operator, especially when you think about it in terms of Coastline. The verticality from below up, especially on a site like Hookah, Master Bedroom, he can be really devastating clearing out these roam positions. So I actually think that is a really good ban, but not one I was expecting.
Valkyrie, as you predicted, does go off the board as well. No more runouts and those pesky outside cams, and it will make it a little bit easier to just get into the building in the first place. And, finally, it will be our bread and butter Mirror, who is removed off the board. RMIT Black going for the full Spanish Inquisition denial here. As we move on to our first round, Hookah Billiards.
Going to be interesting to see how RMIT set this up. Vinny on the alibi, OJ on the Ella, possibly an auto pick. I think NDB had one of those as well onto the dock. We could see him 6-pick. Indeed, we will. Is going to jump onto the Jaeger instead. So, operator, we saw him playing a lot in the previous matchup that we saw him play in. On the Flores. It's an interesting pick, but there's that sledge that I talked about. Cringe is going to be bringing that one out due to the loss of Buck, who I imagine he would have been playing instead, but Buck's obviously banned. It's not going to be allowed. So Sledge is going to have to be the replacement. But it is looking like it's shaping up to be an interesting map, especially with that Buck ban. That is something that I don't even think I could have predicted.
Another interesting thing is the lack of hard breacher. Now, usually Coastline isn't, say, 100% you have to bring a hard breacher, but with the addition of this VIP wall, it's really beneficial to open that up because it gives you that entry point into the building. So an ace, someone with a great gun, or even a Habana would be really beneficial, but here I think they've just they haven't brought one at all. I expect there might be a square somewhere in the mix. Maybe Sussy Bakati will have brought one. No, no squares, in fact, at all. This is a hard bridgeless lineup.
I am curious as to why there is zero hard bridge utility here from monke UTS. Obviously, the only real wall on hookah that you do have to hard breach is going to be that quad wall on the east side. So something that is quite surprising to me that there is no hard breach, but all the same, we're going to see how they can use that to their advantage as T finds the first frag onto Jin. That's going to be good for monke here. A good start anyway, and RMIT Black now put in the deficit. Here comes the first Rotiro of many to try and clear out some utility. Hasn't actually found any just yet, so it is going to make its way all the way through to Vase. There are still some roamers up for RMIT Black as well, but monke UTS are already deep inside of Aqua, possibly looking for a plan.
Yeah, I like this aggression that they're bringing here. We expected RMIT Black to be aggressive, but this is kind of reversing the stakes here. They're turning it around and saying, you know what, we're going to take it a step further and playing even more aggressive. The Finker, the Lion, so far it's worked out pretty well. They're actually going for the execute right now, and 4v3, they actually managed to get the plant down.
Not too sure what was going on there for the sledge. Walks all the way through, doesn't check pink, and Cringe is going to fall. But all the same, Orange Juice from below. Ella Shotgun's going to be able to clear out behind that pink bar. Vincia finds one onto Woman. Will get the player inside of luggage down on the floor. On by himself. But Boba is now the one left to clutch it up. Vincia will finish off on. Now has the angle on the double door. Will try and bait out the defuse. Vincia is just peeking. He's not even going to go for a shot, but OJ's there with the FO12 to finish things off. And the defuse will come out. RMIT Black are going to walk away with round one after a post-plant clutch.
Well, you can't say monke UTS didn't try. They certainly tried something new. That rush, I don't think any of us really saw that coming. But RMIT Black, they were able to pick it back up, and they played that post-plant great. They managed to pick off players one by one, and then went for the defuse while holding that last player out. So overall, not a bad start for monke UTS, but RMIT Black just managed to play that round better.
Yeah, the bomb going down was definitely a plus for monke. The aggression was there when they needed it. They just didn't win the trades. They lost a lot of bodies early on. I mean, we already saw it from Cringe, just walks all the way through to Vase, doesn't even check pink bar, gets fragged out by the smoke, and then pretty much it was just downhill from there. They did manage to get the defuser off, but other than that, the retake from RMIT Black was pretty flawless, I would say, losing a couple bodies on the trades, but that's where the trades come in. We obviously saw OJ coming through with the shotgun, cleaning up a couple of kills, Vincier. So it was very well done by the RMIT Black boys to get back into the site and regain control of the site that they had just lost. And unfortunately for the post-plant, monke couldn't quite hold on to it as well as they'd hoped. But still a good early round here for RMIT Black, but this is what I was saying at the start. Coastline has switched up. It is a lot easier to retake. Defenders can sometimes end up with rounds that attackers should have, vice versa. This is going to be a huge map, I think.
Having said that, I don't think that round actually came down to any of the differences about the reworked map. At the end of the day, it was just, you know, good old-fashioned trades, good old-fashioned one-on-ones, and out-fragging your opponent. They beat them at the gunfight, and monke UTS just didn't have an answer for it. RMIT Black just swarmed them and won. It was pretty simple.
Could have seen denial from smoke there, but unfortunately lost the ability to propagate through walls, unfortunately. So sort of left him in a bit of a situation. All the same, monke UTS are setting up to look to clear out this bathroom position. Now, no one is going to be playing directly in there from what we could see. They are trying to maybe clear out that rotate in the main lobby. Now, there are a couple of roamers here for RMIT upstairs. I'd imagine it is going to be OJ, possibly paired with Vincier. First C4 to come out. It's not going to connect, unfortunately, onto anybody from the attacking side. We do see OJ from below, though. He will take down T. He's even being called out. And that is going to connect. But that's a big loss as well. Lion off the board for the attack. Not a good start, but RMIT Black are definitely going to be happy with that pick.
Yeah, once again, entering from this VIP side, I think they have opened that VIP wall. It is soft, but the presence of the defenders is pushed back all the way in theatre. They've got some great holds, and with Vincia here, it's going to be very difficult to push him out. In fact, so much so that I think it's kind of stalled out the attackers a little bit here.
OJ with the bearing, though. He's going to pick off the play with the diffuser deep inside of service, it seems. I'm not too sure if that's where the diff is actually down, and if it is, that is now going to be an issue for RMIT. It looks like that's where it's gone down. MBD is going to take a little bit of damage there, but it's not enough to put him on the floor. He is Rook, so the 3 armor is going to help him stay alive there. Close on the door with a shotgun, though. Nomad could walk in here and be met with a demise. Boba will find one, however, but he's there, found by OJ. Vincia does fall as well, but now a 2v1, sorry, 3v1, left all up to the fuse. OJ is going to be found by the Claymore, 2v1, and could see this clutched out, but it's going to be shut down by Axe Hydra from the main run out, and that's another round for the defense.
Well, the attack looked good. They had the right idea. They were playing that vertical and exerting pressure onto the kitchen. But I think it was the fact that they had some really great players anchoring that kitchen side, OJ, of course, and NDB, and they just shot back up through the holes. See, the problem with opening holes, right, is they go both ways. You can shoot down, but the players down there can also shoot up, or in the case of OJ, of course, throw something back up. And fortunately, monke UTS just were on the worse off end of that exchange.
I was very excited to see the Cav play there from Jin, but the Rat King himself has gone on to Mozzie, and I'm quite upset. Forfeited off the Flores, though, which is probably a good choice for the attackers. It hasn't really benefited monke UTS that much in the previous 2 rounds, so probably good to switch it off. Actually, no, I changed my mind. If they'd had the shield, if they are going to set the shield up, should I say, sorry, just on the door there, Flores might have been really good here, but he's not being bought, so we're going to have to see if that is going to cost them. Maybe it could have been the play, but we do see Lover there on the fuse, so that could be a good replacement all the same. A pretty standard setup, it seems, from RMIT Black right now. They're doing nothing too hectic at the moment from what we can see. Just a pretty standard double bar setup here. This is going to be back to basics, I feel, for monke UTS. Are they going to be able to clear this, or are RMIT Black going to walk away this round? What are we thinking, Spud?
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I'm a little bit worried about monke UTS. We know they had a fuse last time, but I don't ever recall hearing fuse charges going off. So I hope they do use that utility, because they do have it, and it can be very powerful as well at clearing out some of these positions. I'm thinking behind the couch, behind the bars in Sunrise when they go for that execute. But, if you don't use your utility, then why are you bringing it? It's just extra weight, right?
Extra pounds in the bag. Now, they haven't reinforced the hatch inside of Hookah, and T has actually made his way into Hookah now, so he does have some control. Axe Hydra is going to find the down onto Cringe, not the confirm, but he has managed to put that player on the floor. Now, only 20 HP. OJ is going to be bringing that Thunderbird again, so if Axe can make it back to the side, he is going to be able to heal himself back up. Boba isn't going to be looking up, and Jin is going to be graced with the first frag here. However, Woman's going to find 2 somehow. OJ and Axe both go down. He's going to be put on low HP. Cringe isn't even revived just yet. Jin's also now going to go down to T as well. So a 2v4 very early on in the round here. Delivers it up to Vincia and MDB to try and clutch this round out.
Well, that was a bit confusing there. I'm not sure why the Cringe wasn't picked up by the Finker. And she did lose her life fairly shortly after, but some good trades from Woman Lover especially meant the advantage runs back down to monke UTS. NDB, however, will also get one as well, and with that Thunderbird Kona station, he will be healed back up to full health.
Here comes the cluster charges from Lover. He's going to send one into office. No one there to collect any of that cluster charge damage. Now look at the health. Woman and Cringe both on 20 HP. Are the only 100% player left for monke UTS. This could be relatively easy pickings here for RMIT, that all they need to do is hit them a couple of times, maybe even just once depending on the gun, and they could put these players down really quickly. So this is going to come down to some big gunfights here for monke UTS, or maybe finding an out of place Kona station. Cluster charge is going to force Vigil back a little bit there, but the Execute's going to have to come out. 50 damage now taken from that cluster charge. He's going to be able to Kona station back up to a considerable amount, but the Execute is about to come out here with 30 seconds left.
Moving on to this this blue bar site though, but NDB will be able to spot one, lands a few shots, not enough to down. Or in fact, actually doesn't quite hit. Also has to worry about this Nomad. One will be taken down by Vincia, but now it's all up to him. He's got to find two, one on full health, one low, and as I speak, he finds Cringe. It's all up to Vincia. Arn is looking for a place to plant. He has to go for it. He's sticking, and now Vincia just needs to find him. 50% done, less than 25. Now, plant does go off, but will Vincia be able to land the shot, or will it be Arn? He does. He trades him down, but he's still up. Gonna go for that quick peek now. But Arn, with the 2 times, managed to end Vincia and the round.
Almost a clutch there for the Ella. Well played by Arn, though. Didn't get baited out by the old switcheroo. Managed to keep on the right door and take out the Ella. It's a shame that Vincia couldn't hit that first shot when he peeked around initially. But all the same, the first round for the attack, very well done. And almost clutched out by the defense. Could have been dangerous if Vigil had managed to get a couple more kills there. But all the same... Pulse, that could be dangerous, especially if played correctly. I'd imagine it may be 6 picked off, though. It was a, yeah, there we go. It was another random pick. But it's going to be Doc this time, maybe? Or is it Jaeger? No, it's Rook. So, no Jaeger this time, which is maybe a questionable choice, especially seeing that this is the second time we've seen a Ying play, I think. But all the same, it's Hookah again. We've had the full rotation. And RMIT Black are going to be hunting for their 3rd round, I'd imagine.
I'm a little bit concerned about the utility use of monke UTS. I mean, we saw a small, perhaps a symptom of it when Boba forgot to use his finger boost to pick up Cringe. I'm not sure if maybe he was just out, the timing wasn't right. But I also saw a lot of cluster charges being used without being able to cut off whoever was moving away from them. The cluster charges are good for pushing players out of position and also destroying utility, but I feel like they should have players watching those verticals maybe to catch those players as they move around.
Yeah, definitely a good point. I think monke UTS have been struggling a little bit with their utility, but all the same, they managed to put the round on the board, so maybe the utility isn't the aim they're going for straight away, but definitely I think with the addition of a better usage of that utility, we could see them start taking some more dominant rounds here over RMIT. Now, we did see the vertical holes towards the office from inside of the main site to try and support Vincia down here on this Mozzie. The last time we saw him play this Mozzie on Oregon, the roam was devastating, the attack. He found 3 before being traded out. So maybe he can do it again here because he does have a considerable amount of monke UTS making their way towards his position. So we could see Vincia go huge here. But I'm still very worried about that Ying on the board here with no Jaeger for RMIT. We could see another quick execute through Aqua, but only time will tell.
Yeah, that is really interesting now that you mentioned it. You always bring a Wamai or Jaeger of some sort so you can play behind that upper bar on those cool 5 stairs. But yeah, this is the first time I think I've ever seen it not being played. That is very interesting. As you mentioned, the Ying is on the board here. With the number of frag grenades going out, this could actually quite cost RMIT Black if they're not careful here.
Did see previously as well, OJ down, waiting to shotgun through the floor. Now, there are pings here for the Nitro, and here comes the first. It's going to collect onto Boba. That is a lot of damage dealt now to the attack. OJ is going to go down off screen. Wombat's going to be getting the diffuser down now. T's going to find OJ in the trade. Jin's also going to go down. Vincia will find one on the woman. However, the diffuser now denied from below. This is going to, well, it's going to hurt the attack because they're now stuck inside of Aqua. They need to retrieve the diffuser, and they only have a minute left to do so, and they still have 3 very healthy members from RMIT Black holding down the bomb site.
Bandit's now collapsing back onto the bomb site as the attackers have to figure out a way to get back safely to that diffuser. Tsubaka's going to take a lot of damage and he knows he can't enter once again. See, it is flashed out, diffuser is picked up and being attempted again, but Vinny is underneath to deny it. Gets those, looking for those shots, but the bars are actually going to block him. He does manage to down 1, but it's too late. Diffuser has gone down. It's a 2v3 scenario now.
Oh, the post plant here for monke UTS. It's going to be really hard for RMIT Black to clutch this one out. He's going to go for the run out to try and take the repel player out, but no, from deep inside of Ruins, Stars is going to hit that, but Vincier finds the trade for one of his own. It's now all up to Arn, who's actually made his way back into Aqua to pick up Cringe on the Ying. Still has one Candela. Here it comes. Going to be straight into the site here with only 10 seconds left. It doesn't matter anyway. Vincier, even if he finds these kills, isn't going to have enough time to stick this defuse. He's not even... Oh, he will find one. He was on for the ace. He got a quad, but Arn is going to shut him down again. Second round in a row that he's closed down the clutch for Vincier. And unfortunately, for the defense, Attack is going to walk away with another one.
That finally brings it back to even 2 versus 2 rounds apiece. I mean, we spoke at the beginning of the round how we were worried about monke UTS, but apparently our worries were quite unfounded. They just sent it into site and got those picks, got the site control, and went for the plant. Of course, they were challenged from downstairs, Vincier, with the C4 and also shooting up from above. But unfortunately, the map itself decided to play on the side of monke UTS. Managed to block those shots long enough for the diffuser to go down, and then that was where it all fell apart. As good as Vincier was able to play with that nice 4K, he just ran out of time. Had he been able to take out the planet a second earlier, I think, obviously, RMIT Black would have won that round.
Yeah, if he denied that bomb, that was definitely going to be an RMIT Black round. Unfortunately, though, it didn't happen. That's not how it played out, and UTS are going to walk away with that one in their pocket. So now, returning back down to the kitchen, Black aren't too interested in giving it another go upstairs in Hookah. They're just going to give up the site rotation straight away and go for the downstairs play instead. Probably a good shout for them. They had a good round on the downstairs. Their upstairs roam was very, very difficult to clear out, it seemed, for monke. So this could be big for RMIT Black if they can close this round out and at least aim to end the half on 4-2.
I imagine the attackers once again will be looking for that vertical control. Hopefully it goes a little bit better for them, because as we knew last time, they did struggle with those C4s coming back up. And here we go, they're already rappelling onto that VIP balcony, and I imagine they will actually try to open this wall, perhaps. Still no hard breach charge at all, so we'll be once again through that door.
Yeah, there's been a considerable lack of hard breach here for monke UTS. I think we've actually only seen a hard breach of 1 round so far, paired with the Thatcher. As well as the lack of a Thatcher. Thatcher alone can even be huge for the attack, just to clear out utility like these Mozzie Pests they seem to be struggling with. However, what they aren't struggling with is finding the opening pick. OJ is going to go down to Woman. However, Jin's going to find at least a trade back onto T. On, however, to take down Axe Hydra, again putting the benefit back into the favor of the defense now. Of the attack now, but Jin's there to at least, again, even things back out. On, though, it's trading. On's going to get another one. Is it Jin that's going to get the next kill? You never know. But this upstairs roam is slowly starting to fall apart here for RMIT Black, and they're going to have to fall off back downstairs soon.
2 players remaining for the 3 of monke UTS, but no, Jin answers back, and Woman Lover goes down as well. He is unstoppable. Will it finally be On who puts him down? It will be, leaving it in a 1v1. On, all up against NDB with a minute to work with.
Jin did get one more before being traded out, at least, so that is good. It was literally just the On Jin round, but Vigil Court looking the wrong way, and On, what is this now? The 3rd round in a row that he's clutched? This man can clutch around when you need it doing, and that's going to put another round on the board for monke UTS. Honestly, not what I was expecting coming into Clubhouse.
Oh, was that a 4K or an ace? Because he sure killed a lot
4K.
of people. That was
4K. It was literally, it went on Jin, on Jin, on Jin, on.
He just went and killed everyone. Look, sometimes you don't have to rely on strategy. You just say, On, go kill everyone, and that's it.
Pick him, boy.
Yeah, let him off the leash. Just go.
It was A rough round there for RMIT Black. Good trades across the board from Jin, but I mean, not enough it seems to net them around. Now it's going to have to be 3-3 at best on the half for them. But monke UTS, I mean, I was talking about it at the start. We could be pleasantly surprised by them here, and so far they have done a huge amount of work against RMIT Black in this opening half. I mean, as I said, something that I was definitely not expecting, to say the least, from this team, but pleasantly surprised, I will say.
We're going to be heading back to that hookah billiards site. So this will be the last round in this half, and this is the, I believe, third time we have seen this site. The second time, of course, monke UTS were able to take this, so RMIT will be trying this once again to see if they get a little bit of better luck this time.
Hopefully we can see it. RMIT Black are definitely going to be aiming for as many rounds as they can before the split. But a slower start, it seems, for monke UTS, gaining some control before they look to move on in anywhere. We do see one lurker downstairs. That is going to be Axe Hydra on the Bandit, trying to possibly play for an opener of anyone who wants to come into Sunrise, which we did actually see them try last time. Now, OJ is going to have to fall back off this window, but this nade, if well placed, unfortunately not close enough, isn't going to take him down. But this C4 could definitely be devastating. Here's the rip. Player is going to fall back off of the rappel. May still throw it out. Indeed he will. That is going to be a C4 gone, unfortunately, for the defense now. But still a 5v5 and a minute gone here. The Roamers, I'm not too sure if they're the ones holding the attack back, or maybe monke UTS have just slowed it down.
There's a lot of pre-firing going on from that LMG. Really want to make sure that player down there doesn't move at all. But apart from that, they're not doing too much of a roam clear. They're mostly sticking with the same strategy of hitting the site almost directly, bar maybe Boba here underneath. OJ, however, will be able to take out that star player. Arm does go down now, and Jin taken low, but manages to get away with his life.
I'm surprised that he even escaped there, but look at this rotation. The player that was originally inside of Sunrise falls back. OJ then drops down, retakes into Sunrise, and now RMIT Black have regained control downstairs. Now, inside of the downstairs sauna room, he's going to be able to find a second onto Cringe as well. That is now diffuser in the hands of OJ to try and hold on for as long as he can. All he has to do is waste a bunch of time here. There's a minute left. He has a crossfire from Axe inside of the kitchen, so a good position for them to hold on to here. Will hear the clone, but it's actually a bait from the Yana. T isn't even going to get him. The long-range shotgun snipers. Vincia finds one as well. It's now a 1v5, and the LMG is going to have to do a huge amount of work here.
OJ, he's low on health, but he's got that shotgun, he's got the bearing knight, he's got all the tools to work with, and this Fia looks a little bit of trouble. She is squashed in the middle here, not sure which way to look. There are players all around, and a flawless round to top it off to make it 3-3 half as we go into the switch.
That is what I was expecting for the first half from RMIT Black, but as we all know, 3-3 monke UTS really did show up, I would say, in their first showing on Coastline here. But was that a Blackbeard tease, possibly from NDB? Could see the 6-bit come out. I am very excited now that I've seen that. Flores Amaru, though, from Axe Hydra, could see a rush. Pretty standard lineups, very similar to what we saw previously from monke UTS here, though. Thunderbird as well on the side of the defense, but it's not going to be the BB. I've been let down. It's going to be the Nomad instead, but this could still shape up to be interesting with that Amaru on the board.
Yeah, if anything, I expected the Maru to be switched out, but no, he's sticking it, and you know, maybe he might just be trying to get onto the roof as early as possible, cut off any players who are rotating early, or, you know, he might just send it onto site. But unfortunately for him, the site will be downstairs, so he doesn't quite get that option. He can, however, rappel quickly into this VIP area, and I imagine we will be seeing players holding this as well. That VIP wall is being reinforced, so definitely will be someone there, and C4s galore as well. At least 3, in fact, being brought here means that attackers will have to watch their feet as well.
attackers are moving.
Yes, watch out, they will. I mean, we saw Capcan implemented by RMIT Black in that final round, did do some damage, so could be something we've seen monke UTS use as well for early picks here, because I find that it's always the most experienced players that always end up stepping in Capcans, because they just don't expect them to be there. So that could be something we see them employ, but whether or not that is the case, we will be yet to find out. Women's going to start things off, though, with a big pick on the Jin. That's going to be the Flores gone early on here. And the fact that the Thunderbird is available means that he is going to be able to heal back up to 100 HPT as well to take down Vincia now on the Mozzie. The Vincia was playing previously on their defensive half, so this is not looking like a good first round here for RMIT Black at all.
Well, they're meeting aggression with aggression. 2 quick spawn peaks means they already have the man advantage here. 5 versus 3. Now it's a matter of holding onto that advantage, playing out the trades, and making sure they still always get that. But this is not a good start. He's looking the wrong way. He does get shot down anyway. OJ with the headshot finds 1 and a second to even it back out.
That was a nice shot there from OJ on the vaulted. We cut off it just as he hit the head, but we still managed to see enough of the style there from him. That was a nice shot if I've ever seen one. So got to chalk that up. But a 3v3 now, a minute 30 left. Still a large amount of time for the attack to work with here. Still a little bit, however, of leeway for the defense, though they still have all of the healing available. Now, this drone is going to be able to dictate that Vigil is close by. So the attackers do know that he is somewhere near the Cool Vibe stairs. He's going to back off a little bit, though, with the ERC7. So only a minute left here. Could see the vault in from Kitchen from OJ. He's already proven to be quite deadly on the vault ins. Haven't seen the Gara hook come out from the Amari yet. Probably expecting a hookah hold, but all the same, a minute. Looks like here is going to be the execute.
And to be on the other side of Kitchen now, cutting off those flanks before they get ready for the execute. Flashbangs now, that probably signals to jump in, but the gas grenades stop that right away. Has to back out now, and with a bit of utility used up, they're going to have to be careful about the remaining utility. More flashbangs going in now. Arn has a C4 in hand, ready for the push, as they're still waiting on this Kitchen window. 1 at service door as well, looking to maybe switch up the entry point. 1 jumps in already, jumps back out straight away, maybe going for that bait, and it will be caught by NDB, who actually has entered from the other side, and now that Kitchen has been given up. Does manage to do a bit of damage, but not enough to go down. NDB will find Arn as well now. It's all up to Boba. That's taken low, and Diffuser goes down. It's a 1v3. It was a 3v3, and now suddenly tables have turned, and NDB with a style point as well. Look at that. The 44 Magnum.
The one tap fade away. Going to be able to clean that up there. Very well done. A good entry from him, I believe, actually picking up all 3 there on the way into the bomb site. A good little bait and switch, though, from the vault in. Really caused an issue. Caused smoke to swing on round. Nomad was there to pick up that kill. NDB found himself all 3, which was really, really good. But a tech pause has been called from T. Possibly a sound bug, something along the lines of that. You never know. But all the same, a very good round from RMIT Black to answer back. And that is going to be their first attacking round on the board here. monke UTS had a pretty good setup going into the final 30 seconds there, I think. But unfortunately, the brains were just a little bit bigger from the RMIT boys. And they managed to close it out with, as you mentioned, quite a significant amount of style.
Yeah, I really, really want to talk about that that bait and switch. That was big brain plays there. Of course, that player in Kitchen was waiting for that vault-in sound prompt. And then Axe Hydra, I think it was, jumped in, jumped back out, and as that player was swinging around to try and get him, NDB was there to clean him up. That's an example of great coordination and teamwork. And I know we talk about how all the time Monash versus RMIT, it's a power of friendship versus RMIT's juggernaut star power. But RMIT Black, you have to remember, this team has been playing together for a long time together as well. This is, I think, 4 seasons we've seen them together. And by now, even if, by now, certainly, they will have worked out how everyone plays and what to do.
Especially with just the experience. I mean, just playing against a team like RMIT Black alone for monke UTS is going to be beneficial. So all of the rounds that they're getting here tonight, even if they don't win, are going to be amazing practice for a possibility at coming back to the finals from the lower bracket, because that is something we could see. You never know. A lower bracket underdogs run could still be in the cards for them. But right now, tech pause here, Coastline, still the first map. So anything could happen for the remainder of this evening. It is just going to be whether or not they can make it happen. Now, Hookah Billiards is going to be where they go. They've had Kitchen, didn't work out for them, so they're going to give it up straight away. Very similar to what RMIT did when they gave up on the, I believe it was Hookah, and went straight down to Kitchen instead. But instead, it's going to be Kitchen to Hookah. So a little bit of a switch around. We are going to jump to the a small cut while we wait for that tech pause to resolve. But Spud, so far, it has been very back and forth. Do you think it's going to remain that way, or now that the attackers have come out to play from RMIT, do you think they're going to walk away with it, hence it being an attacker-sided map, or do you think it's going to remain 50-50?
I think it's still a fairly good chance of being 50-50. I mean, we have seen from monke UTS a very strange amount of aggression, probably more than RMIT Black expected as well. And so far it seems to be working out pretty well. My only question is, once we get onto Oregon, where everything has to be, done exactly perfect, and you have to get every little detail right, whether, that will pay out for monke UTS. We've seen, sometimes little mistakes, here or there. They're not always a big deal, especially when you just send someone in, you just send on in to kill everyone. But it doesn't always work out that way. And especially in Oregon, you can be really punished for making those small mistakes. So who knows? That's my thoughts on it, though. What about you?
Yeah, I think it could end up being a very 50-50 match if UTS can keep up some of the pressure that they've had, because even at the end of that first round on their defense, we saw it ended in a 3v3. They had good positioning, but as we've already seen, the brain from RMIT was just a little bit bigger in the situation, clutched out the round, allowed Nomad to walk in, etc., etc. However, given that Coastline is normally an attacker-sided map, pre-work this is, I think RMIT definitely are going to play a little bit more of an aggressive style of siege, seeing as they've played it a lot in their own respect before the rework. So they know how to play the attack in efficient as a way as possible to make the defense really hurt. Because, I mean, the roam clear upstairs was really good. They managed to push the players out of office. They took control into kitchen. They had sunrise lockdown. So if RMIT can keep that pressure up and really push monke UTS back to the site early on, I think they could be on for a pretty easy closeout here. But it is going to come down to how the rounds play out. And the tech pause has been resolved. We're back in possibly a rehost. I don't know. Something's finished, but we are now back 4-3. RMIT are up. So let's see if what we've speculated is going to come to fruition here.
Round 8, 4-3 is the current score. RMIT Black leading by 1 round. It is a lead, but still, 1 round isn't, always a huge difference. And as we know, it can be a very small thing, just one moment, the round can change entirely. We'll be heading to that second floor hookah site, and we do see the Jaeger ADS being brought now, as we expected, as well as a little bit more of a standard setup. We do see the shield in that hookah door, and the IP wall will be reinforced as well. I'd just be curious to see if they choose to actually play anyone there. We know RMIT Black had players in VIP, they had players in theatre. So I wonder if monke UTS will be using the same thing as well.
Could definitely be something that does come out here for the defense, albeit with the changes inside of VIP. To some degree, it is still relatively difficult to hold if you don't have a lot of anti-grenade utility and a couple of shields set up. So maybe not the most cost-effective setup in terms of utility, but still definitely something we could see for monke UTS here. Now, there is no rotate. There is nothing other than a couple of reinforcements, it seems, that have been set up for the play towards that area. So I don't think they're too interested at the moment, really, with that position. However, look at the positioning from Vinci here from below. Has a lovely angle onto the rotate through hookah. So he may be playing for this early pick from below. Bob is going to take a lot of damage very similarly, however, though, from that window repel, and is now largely stuck behind the B chassis. So if they can find this opening pick, RMIT are going to be off to a good start.
And so now still in the Sunrise Bar. I'm not sure if anyone actually aware of his position. NDB, that is almost cinematic there. There's a quick 360 for our viewing pleasure, and then instantly he gets C4'd. Whoever threw that flashbang is probably going to get a stern talking to. But for now, that's the first pick going out in the favor of monke UTS. Attackers getting that first trade, but Vincia, yes, will be answering back and evening it back to 1. Okay, I didn't even finish my sentence, Vinny. Could you just have waited a second? Same with you, Jin, okay? It's 4v2 now.
Not too sure what went wrong there for the defense. They had the double swing set up to try and combat Vincia, and then Arn just walked away, left Woman to his own devices to peek into it himself. Now, T, unfortunately, isn't even going to land a shot on Vincia. However, Cringe is going to take down X Hydra. The diffuser now to go down from OJ. A 1v3 for the defense here. monke UTS possibly going to be able to clutch this out. However, shooting that mute jammer is going to force Vincia up the stairs into the waiting hands of Cringe. So he's going to be able to take that frag as it comes. But now a 1v2. If he can find one onto Jin here, this could be a good start for him. But the bomb is planted for outside. So this could be a relatively easy cleanup. Jin's going to take a lot of damage. However, the reload from the SMG now is going to cause some issues. Some quick peeks, however. Shotgun in hand, and OJ's there to clean him up.
Well, some very quick peeking. He was dancing with the devil there, but in that case, it was a shotgun. Does manage to avoid most of the damage, though, as OJ is there to support him. A good attempt from Cringe. He was in a 4v1 scenario, so, you know, it's asking a lot of him. He did manage to find 2 and got in a fairly good position there. Almost could have made it, but fortunately for him, just too many places to be looking, too many guns, and too many bullets.
Good attempt, though. Did manage to shut down Vincia, so at least he didn't get a 4K. But still, only 1 pick, unfortunately. Now, T teased the 6 pick, went from pulse to pulse, but he is going to go to the Malusi that, knowing that the Monty's on the board, however, NDB is going to be 6ing off very similarly onto the Sledge, who, surprisingly enough, isn't an operator we've seen a lot of use from. We've seen him play, but I haven't really noticed too much direct verticality being opened up by any Sledge so far in this matchup, which is interesting to say, especially with that buck ban. You would expect Sledge to be used a lot more. However, I think a lot of the vertical from RMIT Black on their defense was actually already opened up to play through. You mentioned that there were a couple of holes that they were back and forths through, which were actually already opened up by RMIT. So monke didn't even really need to use their Sledge to open those holes. So that could be why we haven't seen too much utility from Sledge here. But Castle is an interesting pick, I will say, from Arn.
Yeah, he's covering up some of those big windows, that that hookah window and the big double window. Of course, we did see players repelling on that, and that certainly restricted the movement of some of those defenders. So I imagine that's what they're trying to avoid here. Meanwhile, though, there will be utility destroyed. It does burn a little bit of utility, but not too much. In fact, NDB has almost read perfectly into this. He has the sledgehammer, and it's just 1 click away from opening it up.
No picks just yet. 30 seconds gone, though. Big window control opened up now for RMIT Black. They're actually going to forfeit it early on here, but T's going to take down OJ. Doesn't get to find the second, but the Nitro connects onto Jin. Will take it down. On there is going to do a little bit of damage onto the vault over from Max Hydra. However, Vinci is going to be able to take him out from far back, and those are some big picks to find for monke UTS early on here. A very early 3v4. No heals on the board, though, for the attackers to find when they move on in. But there's some Sledge usage from NDB. A little bit of damage dealt to him as well by the Malusi, but that is going to force her to fall back and reload. NDB does look a little bit worse for wear after that gunfight, though. And I mean, it's not looking too good for RMIT Black right now unless they can find a couple of picks before they make their way towards the bomb site, because they still do have one Roma to deal with.
Yeah, and I imagine this Roma will be bringing a C4 as well in addition. NDB, however, is below with the frag grenades, and I think he's locked onto this position. Boba will take a lot of damage, but is still alive, looking to peek back now, but the grenade does catch him for once. Found the pick, but Susibaka answers back, and now 3v2 with a minute left to go.
Bro, Vault on up, a 2v3, something that we've seen these players clutch before and definitely could clutch again. The beeper alarm will give away their positions inside of Aqua, though. But they've designated that Hookah is largely clear. They do have a flank drone set up, so they know that Woman Lover is actually on the way, but Axe Hydra is going to be caught through the window, and it's going to leave it all up to Vincier. We'll find the first for his double. He's on for a 4K here if he can make this happen. We'll open up the castle barricade to push towards the site, but T has actually got a nice angle on the prone set up to try and hold this walk in. He's going to give himself away with the pre-fire, though. No nitro left for him to throw. Vincier has his number, knows where he is. He's going to spot him on the prone. He's actually going to get him down here, so it's a 1v1 now. Vincier, 14 and 7, will be able to confirm. He's going to go for the reload. Still 2 toxic canisters left for the smoke here. He's going to have to commit and walk through this gas if he wants to take this fight. With only 20 seconds left, he's going to have to commit into Hookah.
And see now he's pushing in. Will he be able to find the kill? He's looking for it, but he does not. Oh! A trade, and Cringe manages to clutch it out. If ever there was a moment he needed to get onto that scoreboard, it was then, and he does it. monke UTS clutch out their first defense round.
The trade as well. Back in the day, the original trade would have gone in favor of the attack, but unfortunately now it's been swapped over and it goes in favor of the defense. So monke UTS definitely happy with how that round ended. As you said, impact frags there for Cringe, has finally made his way into the game. Only took him 9 rounds, but he's here to play now. Vincier was so close to the 4K, could have made it all happen, but he is still going 14 and I believe 8, if I'm not wrong, which is huge numbers. 16 and 8, sorry, which is huge numbers from him alone at the moment for RMIT. So maybe we could see a 20 bomb from him tonight if he keeps this up. We still have 2 rounds at least for them to go, so could be a Goofed come up, but you never know. I don't think Goofed actually made 20, so maybe Vincier can tonight.
Well, moving on to the bottom floor for the second time now. They did, of course, attempt at the very first round. They went on defense, didn't win that. But they do have some nice setups here. They have the Jaeger ADS, which is what you usually see. They do have those Goyo shields, and I'm liking the placement there. Able to deny some of that play from the service door and also from the kitchen door. And of course, a cap can to throw a spanner in the works. I wonder if RMIT Black will be expecting that. They certainly played it themselves, but will they be able to handle the heat as well?
Especially when Vincier is on an absolute heater of his own. Doing big work for RMIT's. Question is, can he keep it up? Now, OJ is going to be opening up this wall into couches now. Jin will take down T on the aggressive swing from Pink window, though. So that's a big frag to find for the attackers to start things off. On does have a good angle on this window. Will be spotted out now, though, by the drone, which is going to force him deeper into security. So that is going to be a bit of a setback here for the defense. Now, Jin has a nice long angle back in the courtyard. But RMIT just seem to be setting up for an execute towards the site. They have Vincier set up to make their way into Sunrise to try and hold these crosses off. They are going to be met by Woman Lover, though, so this is going to be their first barricade of many to get towards the kitchen. But Jin goes down. Will he be refragged by Vincier? It's confirmed now, but no one's there for the refrag, and it's a 4v4.
Vincier still hunting for this player he knows is there and does find it. Not quite Axe and OJ will be, but Vinny, look at that. He managed to trade it back down, and once again, Cringe 1v4. He's got 1. Can he get another 3 and make a miracle this time? Tall order, though, with a lot of time to work with and so many players still alive.
Still has The two top fraggers of RMIT to find OJ with 12, Vincia hitting a cap can trap for 17. I told you, it's always the best players that hit the cap can traps. It's going to be taken down to about 50% HP. The first toxic babe to come out, though, is going to die that kitchen entrance for a little bit longer, buying him some time to rotate back to his shelving shield, which is going to allow him to possibly go at these gunfights a little bit better than he possibly could in his position he was in previously. The bolt on in, though. Axe Hydra is inside of kitchen. Double stun, though, onto the smoke. Cringe can't see too much, and Vincia is going to find his 18th as RMIT put themselves on match point.
Once again, a textbook execute there. They knew where that one player was. They knew the type of utility he had. They coordinated very well, double concuss, and then all swing in. There was nothing he could do. That end cam looked a bit sus, mate. Hope you're running the Moss. Yeah, I don't know about that shaky cam, bro. You better take a look at cringe.100p, yeah?
Can we get an observer rerun? We need to see that back. But possibly that was actually a good one, Vinny. Oh, you'll love to see it. Vinny is on track for 20. He needs 2 this round, and given the frags he's been finding in the previous, I definitely don't think it's a tall order for him to pull off here. OJ as well, huge in terms of the frags right now, but we are still yet to see the end of days here for monke UTS. A good fight so far from them, but 6-4. It's not the end of the world, but this is the first time in this match we're going to be seeing a master bedroom attempt here from monke UTS.
Well, master bedroom theater, usually considered the worst site, and you don't really see it being played often. But I'm curious to see how it plays out with that rework. Of course, with that VIP wall now in place, you can actually extend into there. So imagine, I'd be excited to see if they actually put players there and hold from across. Maybe open up the wall, fall back into it later. Not sure. But apart from that, once again, the castle setup in play here to cut off some of these windows.
What could be the end of days here for monke UTS boys? It's going to be whether or not RMIT can attack this bomb site as efficiently as they have the previous few rounds. And I would like to highlight as well, no extension here from monke UTS into the VIP lounge. There is no one there currently. Possibly someone to rotate in maybe later on, but they don't actually have a body directly set up in there at the moment. It is reinforced, so it could be playable, but again, nobody there right now. So interesting choice from them, albeit a minute almost wasted, and I don't actually think anyone from RMIT has made it into the building just yet. So there is now a player inside VIP. There you go. So there's the extension. But it looks like it's going to be a focus on top white and aqua here for the RMIT Black boys.
Yeah, I think I was expecting them to start pressuring VIP, but it looks like they've just actually used that to rotate over to the other side of the building and start moving in from Aquarium. And I guess that makes sense. They want to enter from a building where there's a little more breathing room and then slowly push the defenders back and take that map control. However, a peeky hole for the Sussy here will catch out Axe Hydra. Should have used the clone there, mate. That one definitely is going to hurt. They lose Iana and the frag grenades with her.
Unfortunate. Axe Hydra has not had a good game so far. He's been struggling to find these openers that he's faced with. Those nades off the board as well as that replicator is actually a pretty big loss for RMIT, and when you add Jin to the mix as well, now being taken out by Arn, that is not a good start here for the RMIT Black boys. Now, OJ has got top white on for a double on the Vincia. However, OJ's there for the trade, so he will find one instantly back, but it's still a 2v4. Make it a 1v4 as T takes down OJ, and now it's all up to NDB on the Finker. The LMG in hand, 2 nades, no drones, and a big hope here for RMIT Black.
Manages to find one, but his position will be given away now. He's just taking all that Finker juice in the hopes of staying as fast and as healthy as possible. But oh, what is that? A dunk. He slams down from above like an eagle and takes a round back for monke UTS.
I think it was a swing everybody round, and it ended up being quite fruitful. The monkey really coming out for monke UTS there, cleaning up a lot of frags, but they needed it. very well read. They managed to run out and just pick up all sorts of kills. I mean, I don't think RMIT Black were expecting it at all. But this could be good. This could send them to OT here, which means that we could see a repeat from what we saw last night on our first map with Throbbles. But, I mean, look, there is still a hope for RMIT Black here. One round's all they need, and they've won Hookah before. But now with the Mute Mozzie combo, that's going to shut down a lot of their information and possibly up their roam game downstairs. So monke UTS could be on for OT here if they play their cards right.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of the time that monke UTS actually manages to get those opening picks. They get the first one, even two. But the question is whether they can hold on to that man advantage. So often, it's quickly equalized by players like OJ and Vincia. But in that previous round, in that case, they were able to press the advantage, keep the key players alive, and in fact, brought it all the way down to a 1v4. Of course, they can't always just rely on one player doing all the heavy lifting. Sussy, Bakati, and Arn, and Woman Lover doing a lot of work, but if you lose those players, man, I'm starting to worry.
Very big worry. I mean, some big fraggers, as you just mentioned, on Sus, Woman, all big fraggers at the moment for monke UTS. But if the frags keep going in their favor, we could definitely see this go to OT. We could actually definitely see them win this. Definitely. I have no doubt about it. It is just going to be whether or not RMIT Black are going to lose those bodies as early as they did last time. We did see a lot of early picks going in favor of monke UTS. I actually believe the first 3 before a refrag was actually even found. So maybe 2. But all the same, this is where that mute's going to come in. Look at that, 2 drones completely shut down by the jam. It has been cleared out relatively easily, though. And that is going to allow the drones to continue on through. Possibly paired with the Mozzie Pest? No, they are both good to go. They will spot one inside of Master, and he's going to be on. Saw him get 3 kills in the previous round. They need to clear him out as quickly as they can, though, here to make their way through into Master. He's going to stand fast for the time being, just at the door in Penthouse, to try and deny this VIP hallway push.
There will be a player on that big double window now, and he knows he is in trouble. There's flashbangs coming out as well, looking to gain a foothold here. He is supported by Woman Lover, slightly further behind, and of course there are other players upstairs as well, but it's a precarious scenario to be in. Playing it relatively safe though, quite closely, and NDB looking for that pick while Arn holds steady.
There's the Nitro on to Vincia. He's not going to be getting 20 this round. And NDB will finally clear on out. So that is one of the big fraggers down for monke UTS. But very similarly, the biggest fragger for RMIT taken off the board very, well, maybe not early on, halfway through, I would say. But a minute left now for the attackers to work with. It's still a 4v4. And this could go in anybody's favor. We could see OT. We could see it all end here. T will take a lot of damage, however, from Axe Hydra. And there to finish him off is going to be the Twitch deep inside of the VIP lounge. A lovely angle through the bookshelves to find one. So 4v3 now back in favor of RMIT Black. OJ will open up this quad wall for some angles into the site to force Boba into a line of sight of one of his teammates here. But this could be the execute right now for RMIT Black.
Lover will go down to Axe Hydra as well, and now it's a 4v2. If there was ever a time for an execute, it would be now. Only one player actually still on that site, but monke UTS still have the gas grenades. They still have that evil eye, but with the Thatcher EMP removing it off the board, all up to that gas grenade. 15 seconds now, and the Elder can go burr, but the plant is starting to go down, and with evil eye out of commission, it's almost done. It is done entirely. 45 seconds now, and Axe Hydra picks up one more as well. And now it's all up to NDB, Boba, who will not be able to outplay the player on the window.
Very well done. I think T summed it up very well. That was a very competitive half. I mean, it was back and forth, back and forth. Vinny unfortunately didn't manage to find the 20. He's got the curse of Koofed. But still, 18 kills is huge for his team. RMIT are going to walk away with map number 1. And it's going to set them up well for map number 2. I definitely think Oregon could go in their favor if they manage to sort themselves out early on, depending on whether or not they're starting on the defense. I think they're starting on the defense. Am I correct in saying that, Spud?
I believe RMIT are starting on the defense there.
Yes.
On
So
Oregon.
could be a scary game too, especially if you're a monke UTS fan. If they can find those early rounds, could be a very quick one as well, I think.
Yeah, having said that, though, that game is certainly a lot closer than I think some of us expected. We expected RMIT Black to be playing very aggressively, but monke UTS met their aggression with fire of their own. And there were definitely a lot of early spawn picks, a lot of early picks that weren't answered back, and some cheeky runouts that RMIT just didn't seem to be prepared for. But when the dust all settled, RMIT Black, of course, do take out that win. 7-5, a little bit closer than they would have hoped, I suppose, but a win nevertheless. Well, we will go to a quick break now. And any parting words for us before we go get a drink?
Come back. Make sure you're here for game 2. It's going to be amazing, I reckon. It's going to be a good one. If that's the start, it's going to be amazing for the second. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere.
Before we're done.
From classic iced tea flavours like peach or mango to exotic lychee or pomegranate, you can enjoy your Chatime any way you like. Chatime, shaking tea up.
Before we're done.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on your memory, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us.
Our delicious new gingerbread and white chocolate Chatime is available in your choice of milky or frozen iced tea, or made hot, so you can enjoy it any way you like. Chatime, shaking tea up.
And welcome back to the Australian Esports League University Cup for R6. We are here today with an exciting match, RMIT Black versus monke UTS in the upper bracket semi-finals. We've seen an amazing map 1, 7-4 to RMIT Black, but of course, monke UTS really did give them a run for their money, didn't they?
Something that was very unsuspecting, I will say. We were going into it thinking RMIT were just going to wipe the floor as they usually do. You know, the 3 times champions sort of just warming up for the grand finals. But no, monke UTS pleasantly surprised and actually gave them a very good fight. 7-5 all the way through. Now, we do have some stats from that last match, ladies and gentlemen, that we are going to jump into very shortly. But I mean, look, performance-wise, huge kill numbers across the board. I mean, we can see it right here, 7-5, some big numbers to say the least. Vinci with a 1.6 rating, I believe the highest on the board. OJ very close behind with a 1.32. So, I mean, just looking at the ratings alone, this is going to be a good series.
Yeah, KD there of 1.86 and 1.80 there for Vincia and OJ. Definitely pulling their weight in terms of kills, but monke UTS, no slouches either as well. Arn and T at top of the leaderboard there on their team as well. 11 and 12 kills. And T, look at that, a +3 entry as well. Along with a +1 for Woman Lover as well. Can't say the same for entries in terms of RMIT Black, only Vincia with a +1. But I think that just goes to highlight how well RMIT Black are at fighting back from those man deficits. 1 or 2 players down, they can still come back and win those rounds.
Very much the same as well. monke on the entry, I mean, we saw them. You highlighted as well during one of those rounds. They are usually the team that was finding those opening kills. But, I mean, we can see from the score alone, RMIT, as you said, they fought back from that deficit. They got the round on that board. So, I mean, albeit monke are finding the openers, RMIT are finding the rounds, and those are what matter at the end of the day. But that is Coastline, ladies and gentlemen. That has been wrapped up. It is map number 2 now. It's going to be Oregon for the second stage of this best of 3. And as we've already said, I definitely think this is going to be where it gets interesting. But starting things off as always with the bans, what are we thinking? Spud, Thatcher, Flores, Mirror, Cade.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure I'd change any of that. That's pretty much what I'd go with. Maybe a Wamai thrown in there, but apart from that, Thatcher and Flores, almost 100% will be removed here. I don't think monke UTS are going to take the buck this time.
I was going to say, we might see some interesting bans with that buck gone. Thatcher's going to be the first, which is good for RMIT Black, but please, oh please, anything but Flores is going to be scary if it's something off meta. God forbid, please don't ban something like an Ash or a Zofia or
that would be interesting. Hey,
Zofia would be interesting, but it's gonna, okay, Jackal. Okay, saying that, it's probably going to be Mirror Valk, maybe Mirror Cade, depending on how. Depending on what RMIT Black want to keep in after monke's ban, because they really do have the upper hand here, starting on the defense. So,
yeah, and I imagine monke will want to make the attack a little bit easier. So. All right, I would have gone with the Kaid and Forgo running at Maverick, but I guess if you're running a Maverick anyway, especially for that top floor as well, opening up an attic, you might as well just leave the Kaid there. So it will be Mirror removed off the board, and maybe here we'll see the Kaid, or like I said, or am I?
It's going to be the Valk. It's 3 for 4. It's close enough. Jackal is an interest. I'm interested as to why monke actually choose to get rid of the Jackal every time, because albeit he provides some information, but I mean, apparently not enough. And also, newsflash, ladies and gentlemen, apparently Nuttery isn't a cool guy. Not too sure how he came up with that conclusion, but shout out to the production team. They don't get enough love, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to the production team.
And
but all the same,
pat yourself on the back while you're at it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Everyone in the production team deserves a hug. So, round number 1. Kids dorms to start things off. 6-pick from the Lion onto the Yana, and Jin possibly going to bring something interesting. No, it's just going to be the Cade. So pretty vanilla setups here. The triple hard breach for monke UTS. So I'd imagine, well, I'd hope every wall's going to be opened up this round. It could go very wrong, but I'm hoping that all the walls are going to be opened up.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a Three players on monke UTS actually had an 8% survival rate, and I cringe with the 0. Hopefully, at least he gets to the end of the round, maybe while playing the post plant, denying the defuse, you know. Wouldn't it be great to go out 7 rounds on a spawn peak? So, you know, make sure you stay alive out there, stay safe, cringe. But round 1, here we go. It will be a Rooney as well. I love that pick there. So versatile. Opening up the hatches lets you rotate easily. Of course, opening up all those peeky holes, I'm thinking at the floor of double window. And of course at the top of white stairs.
It's also a familiar bit of territory for Vincier, who is a P10 Roni connoisseur, it seems. Opening up possibly some holes onto the bottom of the tower stairs, maybe. Not too sure if he managed to get... Yeah, he did get all the way through with the punch there. So a little bit of a vertical angle to possibly play through for the defense here. But Jin is actually going to be on a roam with the Cade, which is not something we see every day, but you do have to give it to him. Jin is the Rat King, and he earned that name for a reason. He is one of the better roamers I've seen on Oregon, especially when he's playing something he's comfortable on. So if that's Cade, let him do it. But no one's actually coming through 3-story. They actually gave it up and have chosen to rotate over towards main. This is an interesting choice for the attackers. They will get a little bit of damage off onto the Jaeger and small tower, but they haven't actually even opened up the attic wall at all. So I'm interested as to why they've actually rotated this early.
Well, I do believe they left at least the Maverick to open up the wall there, but no, Maverick's all the way over. In fact, they've just opened the windows and disappeared. I think maybe Mind Game's just throwing them off a little bit. There will actually be one player. I do see... No, no, that's a defender. They've just given up on that entirely.
Run away.
Well, if it works, it works. Maybe they just wanted to maybe psych out the defenders a little bit, divert their attention. It's not unheard of to leave attic wall shut, I guess.
Especially if they go for a main wide execute. The Nitro from Jin, will it be fruitful? No, it won't. OJ, however, will be on to Woman. Find the opener here for RMIT Black. T's going to go down as well from above. Finished off now with the pistol. NDB find himself a kill to start off his game here. Cringe is going to take a lot of health off. He's going to almost die to the smoke. Manages to just get away with his life intact. But this is where that attic, well, lack of attic control, should I say, is going to come back to hurt monke UTS here, as well as Vincier from below, hurting them as well in other ways. But it's only 50 seconds. It's a 2v5.
Wow, look at that. RMIT Black just wrecking on this defense right now, but Boba and Arn managed to find kills of their own, and 3v2, that's only much more doable. You can see, however, still on the roam, he's still underneath and still unchecked. Looks like he will be able to make it back up, but a push from Arn, he makes it all the way into the kid's bedroom, and now, all of a sudden, it's 2v2.
Possibly going to be a post plant here. Boba does have the diffuser and he is going to be putting it down behind the chassis. On now to try and cover his teammate on the plant. And C's returned up white, so they're going to have to re-aggress into kids now. A lot of damage dealt, however, to the Wamai though. And from the prone holes opened up by the defense, Boba's going to be able to take down Axe Hydra. It's now a 1v2 for Vinny. We've seen him do it before. One on low HP. He's going to spot the first. No shots to land from him from the P10 Roni just yet. He only has 30 seconds left to play with. He's going to do a lot of damage to the Ace. Will spot the Nomad. He's going to have to swing on in here to take this fight with Arn. He's going to spot him on the bunks. Not going to land the shot. And Arn's actually there to shut him down again. Very similar to what was happening on the coastline. He's going to be able to do it on Oregon as well. And they're actually somehow going to walk away with that first round, which I don't think they should have. But somehow RMIT just threw too many bodies at them.
Yeah, it was, of course, as we mentioned earlier, a 5v2 scenario. But a quick pickup from Arn and also Boba meant that they were on a 3v2 scenario. Of course, with Vinny still downstairs, that effectively leaves it to a 2v2 on site. And then Arn with that very aggressive swing in through the attic makes it a 2v2, one player downstairs, one player on site. Essentially, you've got the advantage there, 2v1 onto site, or go for the plant, wait for them to come to you.
Yes, and it all crumbled for the defense that time. But even if RMIT somehow lose Oregon here, they do have that one map buffer to take us to Villa. So So Monkey UTS are going to really have to push and dig deep here to take us to the third map, because Oregon is somewhat of a map that a team like RMIT can thrive on given the time and given the ability. I mean, we could see them switch it up on the attack. Maybe they are more of an attacking-oriented team. I mean, we saw them do really well on attack for Coastline. So maybe they're just not feeling defense there. That could be something that you do have to take into consideration as well when you look at teams in a way like that. But definitely for Monkey UTS, as many rounds as they can get now before they switch onto the defense, the better.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb and defuse.
I feel like too, perhaps again, they weren't predicting the aggression that Monkey UTS were bringing. I mean, you don't expect Arn to just send it into sight when, you know, you have the good positions there. He just went for it, and maybe they just weren't expecting that. And Monkey UTS really need to press home that advantage, just break the focus of RMIT Black while they can. Get, as you mentioned, get as many rounds in their pocket while they can.
The best outcome here for RMIT Black is going to be a 4-2, I think. Monkey UTS do somehow manage to look good even without opening up the attic wall. So if they're winning rounds that they shouldn't be winning without attic control, definitely something to be worried about as a defender, because that means that they're just very efficient with how they're doing things. I mean, look at this. Sophia's already in, cleared out the wall as well. All these vertical holes are going to force T back towards the main stairs, though. So he isn't going to be moving anywhere close to those vertical holes. But the control already for the attackers, they have top main, they have armory, they have master bedroom. They haven't cleared any of these roamers out, though. So this could be the next issue that they have to worry about, especially if someone chooses to flank on round sometime throughout the remainder of this round.
They are aware of some of those vertical holes, so they will be trying to watch them, making sure they're not quite underneath. A shield will be removed, though, once again from underneath, so seeing good use of this verticality, the Sophia will be a great addition, but just a little bit off and the shield remains.
Somehow, the charge was right next to it, but unfortunately for T, he's not even going to get the shield. We'll spot one. Vincier is completely unaware that he was just being shot at. Didn't put his rig headset on before playing today. Boba's going to find one as well onto Jin for a 3v5 now for the attackers. However, NDB is going to find one. Axe Hydra adds with one onto Arn as well. A 3v3 very early on. A minute still left. They have the information on the main breach as well. A nade from Woman isn't going to catch anybody inside a pit. Axe will take a little bit of damage, but it's a 3v3, and the Execute's going to have to come out with Cringe finding one onto the Jaeger. Not Jaeger, sorry.
Someone went down, and it will be now prepping for an execute, but gets caught in the breach, and I think that smoke might be there to finish him off as well. It will be, but Woman Lover jumps in the attic. You don't need to open the wall if you just go through the window. Axe Hydra left by himself in a 1v2, but he's got Cringe down low already. He just needs to find one and another, and he can do this. There it is. Woman Lover finds it, but Cringe on the backside will take out Axe Hydra and win a second consecutive round for Monkey UTS.
Good bit of rotation there from the Jaeger, but unfortunately peeked out a little bit too far. Maybe if he ducked back into the dorms, he could have clutched that round out. But unfortunately, top floor does not seem to be working for them at all, and they're going to give up completely at the moment and go downstairs to the laundry and supply to try something else out. It seems that Monkey UTS have a very good idea of how to attack this top floor. But look at this lineup. Flores, Ying, Blitz is going to be 6 picked off, though, by Lava, unfortunately, which is sad to say. But Blitz could have been big. Now, is Vinny going to bring something to try and combat that Blitz without knowing? He is indeed. Warden on the card, but Flashbangs, well, maybe even the Ying as well. Warden is still a good pick here, I think, definitely, for the defense. Something that is going to be beneficial for them. A shield as well, especially, could be huge here for RMIT Black, but Monkey UTS have a very scary lineup. They could just brute force it through blue here, especially with that Flores in play that usually we see banned on Oregon.
Yeah, and think about the sets of flashbangs as well. They've got 2 sets of flashbangs, a set of grenades, and of course, Boba with the Yin Candelas and the smoke grenades. So it's going to be very, very difficult to stop all that utility coming through that blue tunnel, that elbow as well, especially without the Wamai on board. Having said that, of course, there's still a lot of utility being packed here. A total of 4 shields. That's right pickings for the Flores, but will it actually work out? Especially with this hatch open, if we see players playing upstairs, it might not matter. They still have E-box control.
Like, you get E-box very early on. That would be pretty big for Monkey here. Their focus at the moment is small tower, already deep inside of the shower corridor. So they have themselves set up here to at least execute, possibly down freezer and main very early on if they can find either a way to lock these roamers into meeting or frag them out or push them away or something, because that could be big for them if they can make their way down. Look at the position of Boba already at the top of those stairs at the top of freezer. This is a massive position for the attackers because there's still sight setup going on here for RMIT Black, but he's already walked all the way down. Could find the Goyo here if he's smart about it. I don't actually think anybody knows he's in freezer here. We could be on for a very early execute, especially if monke UTS all just pile down the stairs.
See, however, seems to have the location of him. However, Arn also finds Jin, and that will be that meeting play as well. OJ, however, finds Sussy. Sorry, T. I never get that name right, and it's up to Woman Lover to finally get that refrag on him.
4v3 now for monke UTS. They have the man advantage. Axe Hydra still at large on the roam, though. Could prove to be a massive piece of utility alone here for RMIT Black if he can come up behind the right people and find impact kills before the end of this round. It's 1:20 left, so still a fair amount of time for him to try and set up for an execute here. Vincier is going to activate the goggles. Unfortunately, though, for Axe Hydra, he's going to be taken down by the Yana, which is going to leave it in a 2v4. Now, we have seen these two players, I say it, clutch this before, so we could see them do it again, but here come the nades and the candelas. Nades actually going to take out the candela that I just spoke about, so 50 seconds left. They're going to have to collapse onto the side here.
But the glasses will give him better aim, and he takes out Cringe in the freezer. 2v3 now. Suddenly this is so very, very doable with NDB still to support him. All the crossfires are being set up right now. Gonna push through the laundry now, and that's actually the side that the attackers, defenders aren't quite watching, but Vinny will be able to find one, and NDB looking up the hatch as well, ready to catch any player unsuspecting. And suddenly this attack has stalled, and Boba actually not able to quite find this last attack. These last defenders. Looks the wrong way, and NDB with the swing around takes it for RMIT Black.
NDB! He's clean with it, ladies and gentlemen, too. Unsuspecting players wiped from the face of the earth with the Vector. That was a nice shot. T's taken the words right out of my mouth. And that is a well-off way for RMIT to put their first on the board. It was a struggle, but we've finally seen them get their first round. Now, they are going to reattempt Kids Dorms here, but a Glass is in play for Boba. I'd imagine that's going to be 6-picked. Maybe not. You never know. It is. Okay, what are we going to see instead? Ying again, maybe? Proved to be quite beneficial? No, it's going to be the Ace. So, the double hard breach lineup, no Cade for the defense, which is questionable choice, no wall denial at all, but I mean, it doesn't even seem that monke UTS are opening any of the walls up. We saw them open a couple of hatches that round, but I think most of those were already open for them anyway. So, yeah, weird choices.
I mean, top floor, you really have to open up at least the attic or the closet wall, preferably both. You can get away with doing just the closet wall, but it needs to be open. It just makes life so much easier, and not having them, on the other hand, it's just impossible almost to attack this site. So I definitely see the value of bringing two hard breaches. And of course, with that AK-12, Boba can do a lot of fragging once he's out of those Selma charges.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I think Ace is a very point-and-click operator. Dump the util, boys, I'm off to get some kills, and then sort of just send it. But a bit of a change-up in the strategy here for RMIT Black, which is always good to see, especially when you're down. Switch up the shield, a bit of a Malusi gadget there at the top of main to try and support. A couple of ADSs as well to keep that shield alive for an extended period of time. But RMIT are definitely doing the right thing here, I think, switching things up, because monke UTS definitely had their number on the top floor. And this could definitely be another round in their favor if RMIT can't pull this round off. But T's actually going to find Vincier again very early on, which is not a good pick to lose if you're the defense.
Wow, that is some nice aggression there. Already a play in Armory to cut off the player here as well. He's made it all the way in, and T just pushes right on through that shield. Not much point to it now if, you know, they already have trophy.
Ooh. A nice shot from OJ there onto Arn. Jin similarly to take down Boba as well. A 3v3, some good picks back and forth to at least equalize the man count. Here comes the Replicator, trying to spot any enemies that it can. Will find the player inside of Attic, but they still don't have the position of all the players because NDB's on a deep flank downstairs inside a classroom, and this could be big, but the pre-fire from Woman will take down OJ. The line scan as well now. Jin's going to find one onto T, though. Given away now by the E1D. It's a 2v2. And DB's really going to have to speed things up here.
He is on the flank of his lifetime. I don't think anyone is aware, but no, Cringe turns around. The drone must have given him away. Now suddenly it's all up to Jin. He's got to find 2. He's got to start with 1. He's being flashed out and he's in a terrible position, but managed to find 1. Now the plant has to go down as well. 1 minute though, and
Jin.
it's not enough. Jin wipes him off the board.
Very well done. I don't know what Yana was looking at there, but whatever it wasn't the right rotation hole. And Jin just shows up out of nowhere and collects the frag. They've equalized now 2-2, which is going to be better than they were at the start, down 2. So this is always good if you are on the defense. Now, as I said, 4-2 is going to be the best that they can hope for here. Now they're going to have to go to the first tertiary site of the game, kitchen dining, as opposed to kitchen meeting, which for a team that is largely made up of high-level competitive players, I'm surprised they didn't pick meeting, I will be honest. That is usually the site that you see picked out over kitchen, but I am yet to be surprised. Could see something huge here from them. I'd imagine we probably will, given they have picked it, but that's not a good start. Good thing there's a Thunderbird on the board. Will be able to heal himself back up relatively quickly.
Wow, maybe they just misclicked and they saw a meeting or something and they're like, yeah, easy, and it just didn't occur to them. I mean, it's happened before, but looking like it's not entirely accidental. We do see the Lucy gadgets on the board as well in that shower corridor, and yeah, I imagine Thunderbird will be a great addition to that hold as well, able to open up peaky holes and then sit in that shower corridor and just deny any entry from that side.
Thunderbird's going to allow some really good play here inside of the bathroom, especially if they have a player like a Smoke in there to use their own utility to try and hold on to it for as long as they can. But still yet to see NDB heal back up to full health. He's taking his time. Jin on the overheal, though. He's getting a bit aggressive, it seems, inside of small, but it doesn't seem that monke UTS are too interested at the moment to go towards the tower. They're instead going to opt for the top side of it first to maybe clear out that wall utility that isn't actually being bought at all by RMIT Black. There is no denial on the board for them at all. So probably going to be a lackluster push into there when they find there is no wall utility to clear, but it could be just to get some vertical angles on Jin maybe to push him out of the shower.
Yeah, it is still critical, of course, to open up that wall, and opening it from above makes it fairly safe. Having said that, as you mentioned, no utility means it can be a little bit of a waste. Drone's now coming out to try and push Jin out of this position. He will be caught by the E1D, but so far he's still safe, and without that Flores drone to tackle him, he will be in trouble. Sussy Barker T will go down. Jin from the window takes him out.
I'm honestly surprised that Jin has survived this long inside of the bathroom. We've seen a largely failed attempt here from monke to clear him out completely. He's still at large inside of that bathroom, and they have all the information in the world. He is finally... No, he's still in there. He's still holding on for his dear life inside the bathroom. He's going to cross on. One will jump into shower hall. Jin's going to do a lot of damage to Woman Lover. Can't quite find the frag yet. He still lives. 2 minutes in. The nade's finally going to put him down, though, because the Thermite will find one on OJ for the support. Cringe to confirm the kill onto Jin. So now a 3v4, but look at the time. Only a minute left. That is some good work by Jin in the bathroom.
He was dancing around there. QE indeed, but he will finally go down. But damage has been done. Time has been wasted, and shower control has been ceded. Wall has also been opened up now, and this is starting to look like it's going to be an execute here.
Nitro is going to be the only denial they have. And here comes the plant from Thermite. Axe will find one, though, onto Cringe, keeping things even with the 3v3. The bomb, I'd imagine, is going to go down here. NDB takes a lot of damage, but Axe wants to re-aggress through the showers. Arn's going to take down Vincier, though. Here comes the Thunderbird, will find one, looking for the seconds. Not going to spot the player top tower, though. Almost hits the head of the top tower player, but the nade now to confirm. He's not going to be able to get the res off. He's going to have to push into the site. Will find one. Nade to confirm now. It's a 1v1 from above on the angles, though. Sledge is going to have the default plant covered here. This is going to be a relatively easy closeout for Bobo if he can just hit this shot through the floor. Only 17 seconds left for the Rook to try and make a play. He's going to have to go for the defuse here, but Bobo's just going to try to keep baiting him out. He's going to find him anyway through the floor, and there, for monke UTS, is going to be round 3.
monke UTS actually looking very good on this map. They've been able to really nail down these attacks, and of course, attacking on Oregon really is quite a battle in itself. And for them to go 3-2 so far, and possibly 4-2 in their favor, that's huge. That is not something small. In fact, it's against RMIT Black as well, so pretty good showing from them.
Very good showing. I mean, that is also why we don't see Dining Kitchen. I mean, very well done by RMIT, all the same, to waste all the time, but the vertical holes there, the main wall is so hard to contest. I mean, we saw Vinny trying to shut down the plant, but it wasn't planted in the regular spot. It was planted in the secondary spot behind the chassis, so really hard to try and combat back into that site. There was a good attempt. Axe Hydra did do well getting those 2 kills down Shower Hallway, but I mean, it wasn't enough in the end, and ultimately now monke UTS 3-2 do lead the way. And for RMIT Black right now, they really do have to find this last round before they go onto their attack, because unless they have something special planned on their attack, it's going to be a relatively hard second half for them here, unless they can pull something off.
Yeah, I'm looking at my notes, and we've actually had 2 rounds where monke UTS were able to get the plant down, and that's just not something you see very often on Oregon. It's such a difficult place to attack. So well done to monke UTS. And as they head back onto this bunker floor now, this site has been played once before, and it was won by RMIT. So, and of course that was from a 4v2 all the way to a 0v2. So hopefully monke UTS are able to do a little bit better on their attack, but RMIT need to get this round in order to even it out.
3-3 is the goal here. That's what they're playing for. Axe does have 1 drone to play with inside of the kitchen, so that's going to be some good utility here for the roamers of RMIT to use. But it doesn't really look like they're too interested at the moment in clearing those roamers. First nade here for Boba's going to go through into the elbow position. Possibly didn't get the shield. Looks like it has, though, so it is going to force a bit of a more conserve style of play here in the elbow. OJ's getting quite aggressive, though, onto the door. Will spot the head. Can't quite hit the shot, though. Shotgun instead. He will spot one far back, and still not fruitful in the picks department just yet. Here comes the Retiro. The nade being cooked by Boba could be an issue for the smoke here. He's going to run back into it, though, and there is going to be the first frag on the board for the defenders.
OJ getting very aggressive. We were just mentioning how maybe it's time to play a little more conservative on this position, but he goes for it and pays for it. However, Jin looks to get one back onto Arn, and he will indeed. Quinch, however, answers the player at the barrels, and now it's a 4v3. He as well. One more, he will down Jin, and suddenly 1v4 Axe Hydra. Well the hurt.
What is going on here for RMIT Black? They're playing so aggressive, and it's just not paying off for them. I mean, now in a 3v1, as I go to say it, Axe finds one, but Woman is there to close him down for no more. And this has not been a very fruitful half for RMIT Black at all. monke UTS, very dominant half from them for 2. Not what I expected at all, to say the least. And if they keep this up, we could definitely be going to map number 3.
That basement attack especially was very, very convincingly in monke UTS's favor. They just put all the pressure on that elbow site, and they just went straight through. RMIT Black, I'm not sure that aggression was warranted there. Definitely playing with fire then, it looks like it just burnt them instead. OJ could have thrown a smoke grenade and just backed off, but instead chose to play very aggressively, and well, the grenade got him, and then eventually they took out Jin as well.
Defenders, protect
Jin
your
did well
bombs
for the
from
refrag.
by
You do have to give him that, but it wasn't enough at the end of the day. There was just too many people there. Couldn't find the secondary frag, and I mean, look, well done by monke UTS. They cleared the shield, they got the frags, they used the Rotiro drones, the nades, everything there, and just collapsed in through bunker. And I mean, it really shows on the scoreboard, 4-2. They definitely know how to play Oregon well, and I'd imagine here we can see Arn setting up inside of the master bedroom with those ADSs. This is going to be, I'd imagine, an extension into the closet, possibly with a deployable shield. We do see 2 actually being bought, but there isn't actually one placed in the closet right now. They've actually been placed elsewhere. So possibly a player inside of the closet all the same, just no shield, which is definitely interesting to say the least. No shotgun either. Usually see maybe an Ellis shotgun playing in that position, but no shotguns other than on the SAS ops here. So it's going to be a setup that is going to test the attack, I think.
Yeah, maybe we do see a player in that armory, and I suppose the player in trophy will be holding a cross there as well. And the ADSs are just pushed a little bit early just to make sure they protect that armory player as well. But in terms of attackers, they are moving in from the big tower and also from this small tower side as well. They do have... Oh, never mind. They do lose one as... There we go. T playing very aggressively in the closet against this repelling player. Well, that's why we know the ADS is there. The stop grenades going in here.
Got away with a massive pick onto the Habana as well, leaving only one hard breacher left to do all of the legwork here for RMIT. First flashbang to come out deep into attic. They could just sort of send it here. Will bump that player back into the closet, but it's not actually enough to get the frag here for Jin, and the ADSs all reactivate. So his solo util burn has sort of, well, not really done too much other than waste all of his util. So now there is a player just still stuck in here, and fragless is RMIT, but there you go. OJ to take down Women Lover. Actually, deep inside of attic, this could be where they make their way onto the site. They have all of the, well, leeway in the world. They have attic, deep control. Nade to come through into kids here. No one actually playing too close on that rotate, so the nade won't do too much, but it's going to be the peek here from OJ. Will spot one. The Toxic Babes to come out now from the smoke, and Boba will spot the Maverick, but OJ's there to take him down for a double. This could be big for RMIT on the execute here.
Suddenly looking like a stalled out attack is suddenly rotated all the way around. Cringe will be able to find OJ finally, but the damage may have already been done. They're deep in attic, and they're now pushing right onto site. Sussy T, however, one with the shotgun will get NDB, and now the diffuser dropped in attic with Jin and Vincia still outside.
It looked so good. It just didn't go well enough. Cringe takes a lot of damage. Bolt on in through the double window though. Vincia is there to collect. Arn to refrag, however, leaving things all up to Jin. 100 HP and an ARX in his hand. No flashbangs. 2 drones though, but only 20 seconds. Can't bolt up the hatch. He's not playing RX, unfortunately. He's going to have to play into the site. Spots the camera. They know he's coming from white. He's going to be given away by the Malusi as well. Arn's going to be here to collect the pre-fire. He's going to give him away. He's not going to get that frag to start off. Pistol in hand, though. Jin's going to find one. Needs to get the second before anything else can happen. But vaulting out the window is going to be the smoke. No, ran into kids. No, he did vault out the window, I think. But all the same, the round goes in favor of the defense.
Well, when the bombs are about to go off, I don't know about you, but I'm jumping out of there. Well, it certainly paid off for monke UTS, giving RMIT a little bit of false hope there that they could get that last kill, but alas, they were not able to. It all fell apart bit by bit. Although, I have to say that RMIT Black's push into attic was a great move there. They did actually circumvent some of those players in the armory and in the closet, but of course, some great trades, and they were back to square one with only 2 players remaining outside the building.
I'm quite surprised they lost that. I will be honest. Some really good control there from OJ and his supporting buck, but they just did not win their fights in towards the side at all. They just could not catch a break. OJ found 2 on entry, and then I don't actually think, other than the couple of frags that both Jin and Vinny found, that was really it. But by then it was already too late. It didn't matter for RMIT. Now down 3 rounds. They need 3 to equalize to 5, but honestly, monke UTS looking really good to take this map if they keep it up. This is an interesting mute jammer, I will say, behind the Goyo shield with 3 ADSs. So that is going to be trying to lock that Goyo, lock that Rotiro drone out there from the Flores. Some of these strategies from monke UTS on Oregon, I will say, are actually pretty scary.
Well, that's something you don't see every day. Well, if RMIT Black are smart, though, they will, I assume, circumvent that entirely. There's no point brute forcing it when it's just going to sink so much time. I'd be interested to see what the setup on the laundry and freezer looks like as well, and whether potentially that might be a weak point attackers could use.
They definitely don't look too interested in bunker at all, do they? Possibly going to be an attempt here from Jin now, who's looking to send their Otiro drones in. I believe it's already been mute jammed though, so could be the issue for RMIT if they can't clear bunker. They're going to have to switch the focus to freezer and main stairs. There is one right now at the top of main. Could have found NDB there, but didn't quite swing around. But here comes T. Going to try and mute jam the air jab. It doesn't work anymore because of the new radius. He will be able to shoot it anyway, though, which is going to allow him safe passage into the meeting room. On the drone, no. He's not even going to be aware that he's walked on in. He's going to find the Maverick relatively free of charge. OJ is going to go down, and that is a big misplay from the attackers. Now punished. Diffuser down. The defender's just going to run away. That's the one pick they need. Maverick's gone, and the hatches cannot be opened now.
Well, OJ's not going to be happy about that. Neither will Axe Hydra. A headshot from this Goyo in this cheeky spot will take him out. And it's all up to Jin to try and fight back. But of course, with 2 players here, he's in a bit of trouble and can't get his utility in there either.
Utility aside, he's going to find the first frag. He's not going to get the second, though. He spots the player on the shield that has crossed. The Nitro isn't going to take him out, though. And T has replaced. Woman is on a bit of a, less amount of HP as well. Tracing him through the shield. Could be on for a kill. Vinny's definitely going to be rewarded with one through the barricade, though, as Cringe makes a mistake of trying to reinforce it. Jin's just fighting the shield play here, running out of ammo in his main, but it doesn't matter. He's ran out of health as well. T puts him down for the remainder of this round, and now it's all up to Vinny. Will clear out the first Goyo shield, but he still has 3 players of monke UTS to find unless he wants to go to match point here. 30 seconds left. It's going to have to be a main commit here for the Zofia.
3 players in 3 rounds. That's what stands between him and this next victory. Sassy Barker on the floor. Sorry, T. I keep getting that name mixed up. T on the floor with the shotgun, taking a page out of Prono's book. As we see him makes his way into the site, manages to find one, but with the refrag is Boba. Will catch the head and put Monkey on match point.
I am pleasantly pleased at the scoreline we're currently seeing here. Honestly, not what I expected at all from monke UTS. 6-2 now to RMIT Black. Now, we definitely could see RMIT Black pull a throwables and take it all the way back to OT, but I highly doubt that is going to be what happens, especially with how they've been playing. It is going to be their attempt now at kitchen dining. No meeting for either of these teams so far, but it's match point right now. So RMIT really need to dig deep and get this round on the board, because if they don't, we're going to be going to map number 3 and we're going to be in for a long one.
Having said that, these matches are noticeably shorter than what we saw yesterday.
Well, yes.
So that was an 8-7 slogfest. The first one, of course, was a 7-5, and now this one, 6-2. Actually, nearing the speed of that last match we saw, the decider yesterday, which went 7-1, and that's not something I thought I'd see. RMIT Black, 2 rounds against 6 of monke UTS. That's certainly new. What isn't new, of course, is this kitchen dining site. Both teams actually choosing to play this instead of the meeting hall. we've mentioned how it is strange, but apparently it's not strange to our players here as they choose this side over the usually more preferable, stronger side.
I still can't quite fathom the choice, because I'm so used to seeing meeting played as the tertiary, but both of these teams seem to have a good setup for this site. The attack did prevail in the last time we saw it attempted by RMIT Black. So if we see the attack prevail here, I'm going to stick with it and say that meeting is still probably the better of the two, but we are yet to see if RMIT can win this. So if they can, definitely would be a good change, but monke UTS are going to have to put in a big amount of work here if they want to walk away with this round, because this is a relatively hard site to hold. Look at this lurk from the Twitch as well. Could just walk in through security here, largely uncontested, if done right here by NDB. But no, On is there to greet him, bearing 9 in hand. And he's going to be put on cams for the rest of this round.
My one concern, however, is that there is no ADS available, and that means Showers is free to throw in a frag grenade and easily flush that player out. The Flores will be able to be stopped, but that doesn't stop a frag grenade. And as soon as RMIT Black realizes this, it may be over for monke UTS.
Gonna have to pick up OJ first, though, as he goes down to Woman. It's gonna put him on the floor for the time being. Jin will be able to revive him, though, so he's put back in the action. And very similarly to the position we saw Jin in, Boba is going to be the one holding down the Showers right now. They don't have to aggress into the dining site, but it looks like they want to try and go for a default plant here. However, the issue they're going to have to deal with then is going to be cringe on that smoke. Now, the mute jammer was cleared out by a grenade, and that is going to force Maestro into the first stall here with that Rotiro drone. Maverick opening up the wall as well. This could be bad, especially if he swings on out with the Alder. The call's being given so that they know there's someone there. Woman has pushed on up, though, to find OJ and confirm him finally. And now a 3v5. Make it a 2v5. Woman finds his second. This is not looking good.
1v4 as Axe Hydra gets on finally, but Boba able to bring down Axe Hydra himself with the Alder. Diffuser is dropped. It's all up to the wildcard player himself. Vincia for the map. Can he do it? 1v4. Goes for the pre-fire now and starts to make his way onto site. Finds one. That's the first step of many. Sees another. Has a quick peek distance. He knows there's so many players around. He's in so much trouble. But if anyone can, never mind. Woman lover. He's a lover, not a fighter, except for when he has to. Sends a bullet right in the head of Vincia and takes that map 7-2.
Wow, that was a performance from monke UTS. I'll say it again, not one that I expected, but still very well done. I mean, that was very well done. I mean, RMIT, a team that we've seen perform very well on maps like Oregon in the past, just weren't there tonight. They just didn't get any sort of leeway on their defense. Their attacks didn't go too well. I mean, it was a really bad second map there for RMIT, to put it plainly. And UTS really capitalized, and now we're going on to the third map.
Yeah, 7-2 is not a scoreline I thought I'd see, especially with monke UTS on top. If anything, it would be RMIT Black, the team full of star players, you know, the Pro League, the Challenger League, the OCN players. But no, look at that. monke UTS have just let the monkeys out of the cage, and they're all over RMIT Black at the moment. I wonder now how the mental is going to play out as we head into the third map. Will RMIT Black be able to pick things up? And how would this momentum carry over for monke UTS? They've gone from a 1-0 deficit to a stunning victory, 7-2, and now it's all up to them. They could actually beat RMIT Black at their own game, and they could stay in the upper bracket.
Yes, well, it is all speculation at this point. Map 3 could go back in favor of the RMIT boys. We don't know yet, ladies and gentlemen. That is the beauty of the game we all know and love. But for the moment, we are going to be cutting to a short break. We'll be back very, very soon with the third map. Don't go anywhere, and we will return.
Before we're done.
From classic classic iced tea flavours like peach or mango to exotic lychee or pomegranate. You can enjoy your Chatime any way you like. Chatime, shaking tea up.
Before we're done.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on your memory, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear.
Our delicious new gingerbread and white chocolate Chatime is available in your choice of milky or frozen iced tea, or made hot, so you can enjoy it any way you like. Chatime, shaking tea up.
Welcome back once again to the Australian Esports League Upper Uni Cup Upper Bracket Semi-Final. It is monke UTS versus RMIT Black, and we didn't expect it. We don't know what happened, but monke UTS have tied it up with RMIT Black 7-2 on Oregon.
Baffled is the word I would use. I'm surprised we're seeing the third map, I will be honest, but very well done by the UTS boys. We do have some stats from map number 2 to go into very quickly. Look at these, ladies and gentlemen. Almost everybody with a 1+ rating on the monke team. So close for Arn, 0.98. Unfortunate. Cringe with a 0.74. But the only person that actually breached 1 rating was actually Jin. So, I mean, look at the entries as well. All negative on the hands of RMIT Black. Jin was the only person that went equal. But that was a huge map for monke, especially on Oregon, which is one that I would have assumed RMIT would have dominated on.
Yeah, I think that was my assumption as well. It's a much more structured map, and RMIT having so much experience in the very structured, high-level competition, I thought they would have it down pat. But no, apparently not. monke UTS, big swings indeed, and look at that entries as well. +3 and +2 for Arn. They were on top of things. Boba also with a +1. And in fact, Woman Lover, the only one with a negative entry, and that's a -1. On the other hand, for RMIT Black, Axe Hydra, OJ, 0% survivability for both of those. Of course, old mate Cringe last time also had a 0% survival rate, but this time he's managed to stay alive for 22% of the rounds. Can't say that much for the rest of RMIT. 22 and 11. That's... Honestly, I did not expect them to have died so much. I didn't think I'd see that.
Dire straits in terms of deaths. That's not good. That was a bad map for RMIT Black. That is the only way to put it. monke UTS, really well done. You have to give them that. Very well done. Definitely had their Chatime before they jumped into that match. But still, all things aside, Oregon has been won and is now done. We are going to go on to, again, our third, map. And the second time we've seen it as a decider in the last 2 nights. Villa, ladies and gentlemen, for our final here this evening. It's going to be one of these teams walking away with it at the end, starting things off with the bans. What are we thinking? Thatcher. It could be anything at this point for the second attacking ban, but I think Mira and Valkyrie are definitely on the cards. What do you think, Spud?
Well, I reckon Jackal will be gone again. Something just tells me. We've seen it 2 out of 3. Why not make it 3 out of 3? Indeed, Jackal. monke UTS taking that off the board. They will be defending first, so that is a nice advantage to have. But, you know, monke UTS actually doing really well on the attack anyway, so who knows? Maybe they just want to attack anyway.
Could definitely be the case. I mean, Ying, though, from RMIT Black, they don't want to deal with that anymore, which is probably a good shout because the Ying actually proved to be really beneficial for monke UTS when utilized properly. So take that into consideration as you will. Thatcher is now in play for a map like Villa. Valkyrie will be removed, which is probably going to leave Mira to be the final pick. We've seen monke pretty much have a double Spaniard ban most of the time this evening, minus Buck. So definitely some interesting bans, and Thatcher and Flores both in play for Villa.
Well, the first time they banned Buck and Valk, the second time they banned Jackal and Mira, and this time it will once again be Jackal and Mira. So on their own maps, both times they chose Jackal and Mira. It was only once they went onto Coastline that those bans varied a little bit. Having said that, overall, the pool of operators that were banned, mostly similar. If it wasn't one team banning, it was the other team banning them. And so we don't see a Valkyrie in all 3 maps. That's pretty much stayed constant throughout the entire thing.
And fair enough as well. She provides so much utility, so much knowledge. It is just much better to ban her out than leave her in play. And honestly, fair enough as well. Imagine if Valkyrie was in play for both of these teams during these last matchups. We could have seen something completely different in the scoreline, but still, we are where we are right now, 1-1. Some 6 picks, Nomad and Malusi being bought. No Jaeger for a dining kitchen hold, actually, should we highlight as well. A tertiary site being played out as the first here. That is definitely going to put a spanner in the mix for RMIT Black because they don't actually have a dedicated soft breacher aside from possibly the breaching charges that Sophia does bring, and that is going to be it. But No pulse for Monkey, which on a kitchen hold we usually see. So I'm very curious as to how this is going to play out for them. They do have 3 nitros in play though, so still some ability to shut down some upstairs play with that explosive prowess.
Jin, NDB, and Axe Hydra also have the ability to bring breaching charges, so I imagine at least one of those players will have a set as well. So 6 breaching charges, that's still not too bad. Just not sure about this upstairs hold, as we've highlighted just then on the observer cam. Triple wall still remains unreinforced, and usually you want to be reinforcing that to allow you to have that top floor presence. In fact, we don't actually see much of it here at all, which is strange.
Yeah, there is actually no body presence from Monkey from what we could see at the moment. There is one roamer upstairs, but he isn't actually anywhere near the master bedroom. So, gonna see. There we go. He has just rotated over now. T is gonna retake in towards the master bedroom. Now, this is a relatively easy kill for RMIT Black. If they drone this out, I imagine they know the side is kitchen, and they are going to be looking for this upstairs control to try and play some vertical. But right now, it is relatively slow back and forth here for both of these teams because T is largely uncontested upstairs, and it looks like the RMIT guys are just going to try and force their way through the pantry, possibly.
Well, we've seen these brute force takes, and we know it doesn't always work. That last bunker round on Oregon was a good example of that. But so far, it looks like they're just sticking to it, and through that shelf, Woman Lover will be taken out. It's a very common angle. It's why you reinforce that wall and barricade that window, but wasn't enough in this time to save Woman Lover 02.
Seems like OJ's taken over the role of Vincier on the Zofia there, instead opting to play a different operator, and he's doing well with it so far. A double for him to start things off with one onto Arn as well as the flanking Boba. Now left for a 2v5 even here for RMIT Black to try and clutch out. Now they do have a smoke in play, 1 nitro as well to play with. Here comes the first Toxic Babe for the smoke, but the plant is probably going to come very soon. It is a minute left, and they do have a lot of information now to be droned out. Vincier is going to take down T as well, which is going to force Cringe to drop all the way downstairs and try and force his way back up the attic stairs now, but pantry stairs now, but I don't think it's going to happen. This is probably going to be a very easy RMIT round.
Yeah, this play is smart. Not jumping in, just holding the angle, and Cringe is, well, stuck is the best way to put it. OJ cleans it up for a flawless round. A great start for RMIT Black here.
Yeah, what a way to kick it off. OJ with a 3K, a little bit of teabag as well for some added sauce, but that is what we wanted to see from RMIT. This is possibly going to be a set of precedents here for them. If they can keep this up, that is... OJ's starting off hard. This could be big for them if they can keep this up, because Oregon was definitely a bit of a letdown from them. They could have done a lot better than they did. So I'd imagine they're going to be looking up to make up for the loss here and show us a good game on Villa, I'd hope.
Well, they're going to ditch that kitchen dining site. Didn't work out for them at all. They will be going to the Aviator Games site now, the usual primary site, and I expect a little more stock standard holds. The spanner in the works thing didn't exactly work out. I think RMIT caught that spanner pretty well and got things back into working order very quickly. So they will be going back to, once again, the standard Aviator Games. You know, everyone knows it, everyone knows how to play it, everyone knows how to defend it, everyone knows how to attack it.
Back to basics, as you will, for the defense here, monke UTS. It's relatively default setup. Got the walls opened up, a Rooney in play, shield set up to hold in towards that office area. Study even as you will. Woman possibly going to be the person to hold it down, Lover if you will, but doesn't look like RMIT are too interested on the south side. They're more interested on a north overtake from Master, possibly to execute through 90. You never know. It's still very early rounds, but with Wolf control, OJ is going to be holding down this rotate. Oh! Almost a snap for OJ, but Jin cleans up T.
Oh, that aggression just didn't pay off there. It will be T. He goes down straight away, and the goo mines with him. Would have been great to slow down some of these attacks, but alas, he will be missing his head and the rest of this round.
It's a shame as well that it's a lesion because those traps aren't going to be generating anymore, that he's dead. He's not going to have the ability to throw any more of that utility out. OJ's going to take a lot of damage from Arn here, but no frag either way to equalize. OJ gets away with his life. Still deathless, 3 kills to his name. Almost finding one on the 90 repel. Arm with the C4 prepped is going to be spotted out in the drone. That's going to force him back into the bar. The safety of the bomb site. Thatcher to come out now from Jin. A 90 will, I'm assuming, soon to be opened up by Axe Hydra. Will make his way on over, and the wall will be opened up. Lover's going to take a bit of damage as well. However, we'll find the frag onto Jin regardless. And that's equalized to a 4v4 here for monke UTS with the half of the round remaining.
Well, they may have lost the 90 area, but they still have study, and that means they can swing on any player who tries to push down 90 or onto this aviator vault door. Of course, it does mean that they can now execute through that vault. Woman Lover also taking out NDB as well on the way out, and what was once an RMIT Black advantage now has moved its way back towards monke UTS.
Very good crossfire set up here to lock this round down. Vincia will spot the foot of one, but it's going to be Axe Hydra actually to take the smoke out in the process with a nice headshot through the wall. And now left up to the remaining 3 players. Lover does have control of top main, so it's going to make Vincia's job quite hard here unless he can get this frag on the entry. But the crossfires with the holes opened up from inside of Vault's definitely going to make this pretty hard for him to contest into. C4 is going to go off here from top main. It's not going to cause any damage though. Arn will go down in the process. However, Axe Hydra to find himself another one. It's going to leave up to Boba from inside the site, but OJ's there to find him. It's now all up to Lover at the top of main. He's not going to get Vincia, and the bomb's going down.
Gonna find 3, and with so much cover now, he's gonna have a rough time. Might have to rotate through 90, in fact, go around, but one study, one close, and one all the way back in Skull. He's not gonna find either any of them as Vinny, the headshot, takes him out.
Is that a 1-tap? Almost a 2-tap. Close. Almost some really nice style points there for Vincia, but that is the RMIT we like to see. Cleaning rounds up, getting bombs down, doing it all really in the face of adversity. And 2 rounds up now to monke UTS. This is a much more of a better start. What did I just say? This is a much better start for them than it was on Oregon, but albeit could still go in the way of monke UTS. They are going to switch it up to a trophy stat hold here. So 3 bomb sites yet to find themselves around. Could trophy stat be the first site that they find around on, do you reckon?
Well, so far the other 2 sites just haven't been working out, and both times they've managed to get the plant down for RMIT Black. So really, what else can you do? Whether this is going to work or not, it's time to switch things up, do something different. There's no point doing it over and over again. It doesn't work. What they do look like they're doing, however, with that castle setup is maybe, no, I was going to say an extended closet hold, but with that wall now reinforced, they will simply be holding it most likely in the bathroom, and also with that shield close to the triple wall. Also got the frost mats to work with, and I imagine they will be catching someone if they're not careful with their drone work as well.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Oh, maybe they are extending. That seems to be a Kona station here for Boba. The double frost mat from Arn as well on the window. That's definitely a position they're looking to hold on to, but a very weird way to set it up, I will say. Boba not playing directly in there just yet. He doesn't have the shotgun. He's got the spear, so I am very cautious of how monke plan to hold on to this closet, because they have the healing utility in there. They have a rotate. They do have frost mats as well, but no player, it seems, is really interested. I mean, no ADSs either. We don't actually have a Jaeger or Wamai on the board, so closet isn't really even viable, just in the sense that they don't have the proper utility for it, I'd say. But Woman Lover's going to take a lot of damage from OJ early on. He's going to go all the way back to the site to get a couple of heals back up, and the attackers have already made their way through into the vault, as well as ABG.
Look at OJ just booking it through the side. Sussy, Barker, T. Third time's a charm as he does get the C4 off onto OJ. Going for this peek as well onto Jin. Gets one. Will he find another? There's one behind him, but he gets away. 2 for the price of none. That's a good trade if I'd ever seen.
Vincia will find one though. So that is a good kill all the same. 4v3. Will be able to heal his teammates up as well as himself with the adrenal surge. Still has 2 left. Going to jump on drone here for a little bit though. I believe all 4 remaining members of monke UTS are actually inside of the site. So RMIT Black, all they need to do is just collapse towards the bomb here and do their best to find their kills, because it's really all they can hope on now. They don't have too much of an ability to open up that main wall, and with now losing Axe Hydra in the process, Lover is going to find himself a kill. Leaving it in the 2v4, make it a 2v3 as Vincia hits the deep one onto Cringe with a nade. Needs to find one more to equalize, but this is looking a little bit better now for RMIT Black, finding those two, finding that kill.
Woman Lover sitting right on top of that deer, hoping he doesn't spot him through the horns, through those antlers. Interesting position, nevertheless, but NDB now rotating over, looking to get ready for this red execute. He will, in fact, catch him, and Vincia takes out Woman Lover 0-2. It's now a 2v2. Flashbangs going in now as the execute goes down in earnest. Vincia starts plant, gets off it, looking for the bait. Ooh, doesn't actually quite see him, looking the wrong way, but quad kill for Vincia, and will he be in for the ace? Looking like it now. He tucks and dives, and he gets it. An ace for Vincia.
First ace of the night. Let's be honest, probably the only one. We've had a couple of close attempts, a quad kill here and there, but finally Vincia battens down and gets it for himself. 5 delightful kills. That round was won by him alone, by RMIT Black for their third. A single sight could have been in favor of monke there, but no. All 3, a full rotation now. None of it went in their favor at all, and that was a very big round from Vincia. You do have to say that.
Yeah, he was there all over the map. He took out everyone, no matter where they were. He was onto them, and he took them out with style as well. It was a nicely cooked frag. He got the player on the trophy as well. And then right at the end, that nice 2K, turning it around and getting that last player right in the noggin. Well, monke UTS had a good run there. They got the early 2 picks, and they got away for it with it for the most part. If it wasn't for that meddling kid, Vincia, it took them all the way back down to 0.
Started from the bottom. Vincia is now here. He's got all 5, so he's happy with that. Definitely going to add it to the stats bank. He's yet to die actually. 7-0. So that is big for him right now. But very similar setup. In fact, probably the exact same setup here for the defense, monke UTS. No one again playing inside of that closet, and again, no Jaeger or Lamai being bought at all by the defense. So I really question whether or not that is a good choice, because, I mean, we look at the utility. Lots of flashbangs, 2 nades, nomads, all sorts of utility for throwing here from RMIT Black, and OJ's going to start things off with a huge kill on the Cringe as well from Astro.
Well, that's not kills you want to be losing early on. So far, RMIT Black have just been winning all their fights, and you need every manpower advantage you can get. Arn, however, will take the fight right back to this play here on the master bedroom window. Almost takes a ton of damage, but does get out with his life. OG now going for the drone. I suppose he will spot those funny frost mats. Jin, however, will finally finish off Arn, and it's a 3v5 now.
That's actually the second kill, I believe, from Astro window alone, which is massive for the attack, but could be a third here, especially if Boba doesn't make it past Jin with his life. He's getting ever so close to that door that may force him back towards Jin, but NDB is going to fall to Woman Lover now. The castle proves to be fruitful in his frag adventures to find one, so Boba's just going to chill inside the bathtub here. He doesn't really need to move. They're going to have to drone this, and if they don't, this could be big for monke, especially if he can hide in here. But At the moment, it's slowed down a little bit. Half of the round left for RMIT Black to play with, and this could be the pick coming out here. Will do a lot of damage. Doesn't manage to shoot the C4, but Boba is in a very bad situation.
He's in a world of hurt here, and here's OJ to finish him off and end his pain. Woman Lover will finally get OJ, but there's Vincier and one on the Astro window as well, pushing up. He's caught reloading, and 3v1 now. Axe Hydra still down 2v1, but it's up to T to find 2 and the round.
Does the Adrenal Surge not pick players up anymore? Vincier just popped the Adrenal Surge and Hydra didn't get up. Oh, he's in a Frostmat. Okay, that explains that. I was about to say, what happened? It's all good. The Frostmats do come in clutch for Arn, but he's going to be picked up anyway. It's going to leave everything up to T. He's got 100 HP and a C4 in hand, so could he be the player to clutch it up and put an end to the reign of Vincier? He's on 8-0, but no, Jin is there to put him down, and RMIT are going to win their 4th unanswered round in a row.
Well, if there was any doubt that RMIT were the champions, it's starting to look, well, like that doubt's pretty much gone down the drain now. 4-0. And monke UTS just look like they have no answer back. Well, this is the decider map, and indeed it is deciding between the good and the great. RMIT Black with a massive lead here on monke UTS. 4-2 is the best that monke can hope for, and they need to find those 2 rounds fast.
Keep in mind as well, this map does sometimes benefit attack. However, when played well, can definitely be a haven for a good roaming team. And RMIT definitely do have very good roamers. They've obviously got Vincier, Jin. We've seen OJ do it a couple times as well. Even NDB was getting in on the action as a Vigil in the previous Coastline, I believe, actually, sorry. So do have some roam potential for RMIT Black, and on a map like Villa, this could be scary on the half, but as you've already mentioned, monke UTS are already down 4. They need to hope for at least 1 on the split, because we actually saw throwables 7-1 on this map in their decider yesterday. So could we be on for the double 7-1 decider map?
Well, it's looking very, very close right now, and monke UTS just not the same team that we saw on Oregon. I don't know what's going on here. Might be the fatigue setting in, the fact that this is a best of 3, and RMIT Black are just in it for the long haul. They know that even though they've lost that second map, they can come back on the third, and what a comeback it is. 4-0 so far, going into the 5th round.
As we say that, though, OJ is going to be put down relatively quickly on that stable yard balcony, and yet to be finished off. So there comes the res from the Finker boost, which means that he is going to be able to be finkered back up to a fair amount of HP. It won't be 100, but it is going to be a considerable amount. And as Lover is going to take a little bit of damage as well in the process. No Thunderbird this round, so no heals for the defense at all. But it doesn't really matter as long as he can take one with him before he gets fragged out. That's even if he does, because there's already a minute gone, and getting OJ back in the fight was the main priority. He has rotated round off of that wolf window, though, so they've given up a lot of their north presence to opt for some south presence here on study balcony, but Arn's going to be the first person downstairs to greet them on the Mozzie.
OJ looking to fight back as well with that LMG. However, Arn has fallen back now. Jin, however, does catch Woman Lover upstairs as well, and now Arn is being droned out as well. It looks like it could be a quick second kill as well if he's not careful.
Gonna say, did they not spot him there on that drone? Arn's gonna take down OJ. Did a little bit of damage on the way out, but still wasn't enough to take down the Mozzie. Now, this is going to be a good position for him to remain in for C4s, especially coming into the final minute here for the defense. Now, Ace has opened up that main wall, and that is going to give RMIT Black some sight lines towards Vault to lock down that rotate and try and shut down some of the information. And throwing the Ace shard straight onto the electrified wall is probably not a great idea. T will take a lot of damage in the process from main. Jin, however, is on low HP as well, but NDB is finally there to shut on downstairs, and that is going to leave the last 45 for a 3v4 onto the site.
T, Cringe, and Boba. It's all up to them. Boba is underneath, and I'm not sure if he has been made, if the players are aware of his position. He's looking for one now, but the site actually blocks him. And the air jab catches him as well. Jin finally manages to find him. 2 players now, and 1 all the way back down to 0. It's RMIT Black, 5-0, unstoppable so far.
Has Vinci died yet? I don't think he has. I mean, he's 10-0. He's a machine. He's unstoppable. Someone kill him. He's 10-0. How has this been allowed to happen? It's 5-0. That is 2 kills per round for Vinci. That is crazy.
Guys, all it takes is 1 headshot, okay? 1 headshot. That's all you
bullet.
need. But
That's
no
it.
one has been able to land a single headshot on Vinny. Fitzy, if you keep playing like this, I will never achieve my dreams of putting
Thank
1
God.
times. Oh no! Just let the man have his AEL winner in his
To locate and defuse bombs.
Please.
in his name
I am the
tag.
gatekeeper of AEL. Oh my. The banter is real right now. He's 10-0. You can't blame them for being upset. That alone surely is just shattering the mental for Monkey here. That is just huge in itself. He's got 1 assist. He'd be 11-0 right now if he managed to get that 1 assist, but that is crazy. Like, that is hard to do. But for Vinci, it is bread and butter. With an ace in there as well, keep in mind. So,
5 seconds remaining.
that is even bigger.
Attackers are moving to defuse a bomb.
Not sure what's going on in chat there. Bit of gatekeeping, bit of roasting. Monkey banter on the way, but well, you're gonna need more than banter in order to beat RMIT Black here. They are going 5-0, and this is about to be the last round of your defensive half. It's time to up your game. You're gonna go back to first floor dining and kitchen. They started off there, it wasn't a very good round. They did get wiped in a flawless round, so will they finish it off with a nice bookend, or will they at least be able to take 1 away?
Could be the 7-0 that we've talked
Attackers have
about.
located a bomb.
We haven't seen one yet in 2 play days, so we could be very close destined to be graced with 1. That would be nice. The flashbang will get NDB there, unfortunately. But all the same, it is going to be a kitchen attempt again. No pulse, but a clash has been put into the mix here for Boba. Now, Cringe has managed to take down OJ's drone, so OJ is going to know that someone's close by for the pickings here. Arn's going to spot one out, but it's Vince here to find his 11th. Arn, no, he's going to get his 12th as well, all inside of Mem. He's taken down 2. The clash now is going to be the one to slow him. This could be where he takes his first death here, depending on where the Red Hall presence comes from, but there it is, the first death onto Vincier. It's going to be T to take him down, Axe Hider to take out Cringe, and now to 3v2 with the clash on the board still for the defense. This could be doable.
Well, they have the information, they have the clash, but all these players all around him, 1 repelling into pantry now. They know his spot though, and they could potentially get him with a nice flank. T, however, will go for the C4, misses, but Boba does not. OJ gets refragged, but T finally manages. No, he does not down him. He ducks out of the way. And manages to get the kill.
Oh, the whiff. The whiff. He's typing in chat that he ran out of ammo, but we know what happened. we spectate it. We should have screamed, oh, Vincier. He has been put to death once, though, which is good. So he's not O anymore. But 6-0 right now. RMIT Black are setting themselves up for the 7-0 here. If they can pull it off, this could be the first we've seen. The first ace and the first 7-0. You think we're going to see it, Spud?
Look, I don't have high hopes for Monkey UTS at this point. It's going to be a couple of rounds, maybe 3 if they're lucky, but RMIT Black, surely there's no way they fail now. 6-0, a perfect half, and now they go onto the defense. This is a difficult position for Monkey UTS, to say the least.
I mean, Cringe is still yet to find the scoreboard.
Oh
Keep in
no.
mind.
Not
It
again,
is-
cringe.
Yeah, it's not a good third map here for monke UTS at all. The highest kills is 5, which is actually Woman Lover. So not good sightlines here for monke UTS at all. Unfortunately, yet to find a single round. Everybody on monke UTS has a 0 survival rate right now. So it's not clear skies and sunny days for them at the moment. They're definitely struggling a little bit. Could Jin be going for a run out here? Could we see Jin the Rat King out the window for a spawn peek? Something that I'm very scared to see. He's on the cam.
rat?
He's waiting for it. Maybe
No.
not. No, I don't think he's too keen on it. Oh no, he is. He's going to shoot the window out below. This could be the jump out. No, he's going to walk away. I'm hurt, Jin. I was waiting for some content.
Boba taking a lot of damage now in the process. One on this window now might actually catch Jin, but no, he's going to go for the aggression. Does get away with his life though, but OJ takes out Boba and, well, he's not going to be drinking anymore this round.
No, maybe he can go grab some Indomie though while he's on cameras for the remainder of possibly the final round. It is 6-0, so could definitely be the end of days here for monke UTS. They've already lost one. Cringe now to go down as well. The interrogation, but no, don't let it happen. It's gone off. NDB's got it. All of the players now shown on the map. Jin's going to find on. OJ's going to take down Woman Lover and T to finish it off. What an amazing way to end it. An interrogation, an ace, and a 7-0 for RMIT Black. What a way to finish things after losing out that second match.
Well, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there. I had such high hopes for monke UTS, and then it all fell apart. And what a way to go. NDB interrogating a player, followed by a flurry of kills, taking everyone out for a flawless round to make it a 7-0. Well, yeah, that's it.
As a third map, there's nothing else to say. Perfect. Flawless. You can't say anything else. It was a 7-0. There is nothing else you can say. RMIT cleaned up. Very well done. And a little sneak preview there. I do believe we are going to be talking to Axe Hydra sometime in the near future, ladies and gentlemen. No, incorrect. We've been pranked by the screen. We got you all. But, I mean, Spud, coming from map 2, they lost Oregon 7-2. To a 7-0 victory. What can you make of that?
I don't know. Well, for one thing, we know that their mental game is strong. They weren't down from that knockout. Well, they fell down momentarily, 7-2. That's not a great scoreline, but they weren't out. They got back up on their feet and they got up swinging. 7-0, their mental game is incredible. They're not going to take it lying down, and they're going to keep fighting. They know it's not over until that very final round is over. And man, they made sure of it. 7-0.
Couple of firsts as well. First 7-0 that we've seen. First interrogation that we've seen, and a first ace. I mean, so close for Vince here for a clean slate there. I mean, he almost managed to keep the 0. He only got 1 death. I think he ended on 12 kills at the end as well. OJ had 11 too. So 2 very big scorelines from them, 23 kills between them or something crazy like that, which is huge just from them in 7 rounds alone. That is big. But still, very interesting game for the final. And I'm looking forward to the interview.
Yeah, I'd really like to see, get OJ's perspective on how things unfolded, especially, that last round, of course, a bit crazy, and also maybe in between maps how that all went down. But for monke UTS, this isn't the end for them, of course. They will be going to the lower bracket, and they do get to play again. So, there's always a second chance, and Monash Throwables did it last season. They went from the lower bracket all the way back up to a victory. So maybe we will see monke UTS take on RMIT Black or whoever makes it to the grand final. But now look at those scores and the ratings. 2.35 for Vincia, 189 and 36 for Jin, and a 12.0 KD for Vincia.
Just look at the survive rate though for Monkey. 0, 0, 0, 0, and you guessed it, 0. With Cringe, a 0.06 rating. That is how bad that map went for Monkey, summed up just in statistics alone. All negative on entry, minus Arn and T, who went equal. Not too sure what happened with Bova. He's a ±1, so he could be on either side of the spectrum. I don't know. But +3 for Jin. Everyone else was relatively equal. Vincier with a +1, OJ as well. I mean, those just statistics alone were enough to highlight how dominant RMIT were on Villa. That was a sweep if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, and that kill death ratio 12.0. If you thought 2.3 was incredible, wait till you see 3.0. And if you thought that was incredible, wait till you see 3.67. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I missed Vincier. 12.0. He only died once. Look, maybe RMIT Black were just mucking around the earlier maps. I'm not sure what's going on there. But Villa, apparently, you really know who's better, and you will know very, very well.
I mean, let's be honest, NDB unfortunately went negative, but there was an interrogation, so it makes up for it. Definitely makes up for it. But I mean, all jokes aside, huge game from RMIT. I can't say it enough. They fought back on the third, and it was very well done. But we do have an interview here from one of the RMIT boys. Everybody, welcome OJ to the desk, the man himself. How are you?
Yeah, good. How about you guys?
Great. Awesome. Some awesome siege tonight.
Yeah, it was
So
absolutely.
how did you... Yeah, how did you feel going into this matchup? I mean, monke UTS, we haven't really seen them much, so, were you feeling nervous, or were you really on top of this and ready to go?
I couldn't tell you who we were versing until I hopped in the lobby. Yeah, but when you come into these games, you kind of just play. It's a bit of fun. And yeah, you just farm a bit, and then, yeah, that was really it.
100%. Now, obviously, map number 1 in your favor, all good and well, but map number 2, Oregon, a map that I would have assumed you guys would have done better on, lost 2-7. Was there anything that went on there, or was it all just memes and dreams for the third map?
I don't know. I don't think anyone really likes that map. We weren't too happy when we saw playing it. And yeah, they just came out, they won some gunfights. I think might have got a bit bored. Sounds a bit bad, but and then, when we lost, kind of just had enough. Didn't want to play anymore. So I messaged Vin before the game. I said, let's just win. I think kind of just farm them a bit. It was a bit easy.
Well, calm, I think, is the kind of feeling we're getting. Looks like you weren't too phased by that. You will be going up against, though, Monash Throwables, and of course, you did play against them in the grand finals last season, and they did take the championship. So, what do you think is going to happen in the upper bracket grand finals next week?
I don't know. I think it's whoever just applies themselves more on the day. I think we'll probably win because, don't really think they're good, obviously, because I think we'll win, but we'll see. They go a bit hard in this league, which is great, but good for them. I don't know. I think they'll lose.
Oh, look, as great it has been tonight, this has been even better. Thank you so much, OJ. It's been an absolute pleasure. Anything else you want to say before you disappear tonight and get off to bed?
No. That's it. That's a wrap. Thank you.
All good. Have a good one. OJ, ladies and gentlemen, not phased at all, cold as ice, getting the job done is really the only way you could put that. I mean, you got to give it to him. He performed in that last map. He has the right to continue on as he did. That was an amazing show from them. But Lance, wow, an amazing set of games, should I say, tonight.
Yeah, it definitely was great being able to watch that and cast all of that as well. Had a lot of fun and some insane moments. I think a lot of those will be going into the highlight reels for our producer as well. Of course, none of this would be possible if it wasn't thanks to our great sponsors. Of course, we have Chatime, our bubble tea, iced tea partner. They have great bubble tea. Make sure to check it out. Make sure to get some. I think we'll be getting some for for the grand finals, hopefully. So fingers crossed for that. And also, of course, our new sponsor, Predator Gaming, put power and precision into your hands with their gaming PCs.
Again, we would also like to thank AOC for the best possible viewing experience in the AEL Uni League. We would also like to thank Indomie for some of the best noodles I have ever had and would highly recommend you go and grab some, as well as Rig. They developed the headsets delivering superior audio for competitive gamers and streamers at all levels. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, I think we're safe to say those are the games for this evening. I have had an absolute blast casting all three of these games, and I look forward to seeing what happens next week in the upper bracket grand finals rematch. Are Throwables going to come out on top, or is it going to be RMIT? OJ reckons it's going to be a breeze and there's going to be a bit of farming. So I'm interested to see how it goes. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. I'm Proto, joined by Spudoom. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Bye-bye.
Before we're done.
From classic iced tea flavours like peach or mango to exotic lychee or pomegranate, you can enjoy your Chatime any way you like. Chatime, shaking tea up.
Before we're done.
I live my life on the run. I say I'm not giving up. I may be living alone, but I still believe in love. In a similar way, I feel I'm losing my conscience. Traveling for days without my knowledge of provenance.